Who got the touch? Pass me the torch. Pass me the torch. Who got the torch? Pass me the torch. Pass me the torch. Wax, wax, wax on. Wax, wax, wax on. Who got the torch? Pass me the torch. Who got the torch? Pass me the torch.
I mean, are you kidding me?
Wax on. Wax, wax, wax on.
Who got the torch? Pass me the torch. Pass me the torch. Who got the torch? Pass me the torch. Pass me the torch. Wax, wax, wax on. Wax, wax on.
SP Killer.
And welcome to Major League Baseball International's special presentation of the 2026 All-Star Game. We're at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia, where baseball's best have assembled to compete in the 96th edition of the Midsummer Classic. In the shadow of the Rocky statue, if not literally, then figuratively, and a big crowd anticipated on a warm summer night in Philly. Bobby Witt Jr. among the American League All-Stars that they've paid to come see. Paul Skeens not pitching tonight, but certainly here, a three-time All-Star. Junior Caminero, back-to-back years as an All-Star, swung the bat in the Home Run Derby. Matt Olson, four-time All-Star, his third as a Brave. Pete Armstrong has gone to back-to-back Midsummer Classics. And Mike Trout, for the 12th time in his future Hall of Fame career, local guy, Melville, New Jersey. Of course, one of the hosts, Bryce Harper, among the 6 Phillies who have been named All-Stars this year. And if we're talking numbers, outside of the kids born in the U.S., it's Cuba that leads the international field with 7 All-Stars in 2026. With the former Cuban-born All-Star Yonder Alonso, Matt Vasgersian, 7 Cubanos in the All-Star game tonight.
Oh, man, just to think in 2017, I was the only Cuban in the Miami All-Star 2017. So, yeah, the game has come a long way, but the game has come a long way as well for the Cubans, and it's just great to see.
7 Cubans, as we mentioned, 6 Phillies, as Citizens Bank Park plays host to an All-Star game for the first time in its existence. Here's the welcoming committee, Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber.
They've been as advertised, right? 57 RBIs for Bryce Harper. How about 32 home runs for Kyle Schwarber? And look, when you think about Philadelphia Phillies baseball today, it's impossible not to think about these two. Harper brings that superstar presence. Schwarber brings that unmatched power. And that's what they both have done. 136 career home runs here at Citizens Bank Park. Don't get fooled. Both of these guys are wanting to do big things tonight, right? They want to set that standard. But Bryce Harper's just calm, cool, and collective. In big moments, it's just not that big. He just sets the tone. How about Kyle Schwarber, though? The energy that he brings to this team, the energy that he brings offensively. This is a guy that if he goes, the Phillies goes, and I'm expected for him to have a huge night. He's been fantastic. 219 home runs since joining the Phillies since 2022. So this guy and Bryce Harper, yeah, they are the hosts, but they want to put on a show tonight.
Schwarber leading off at designated hitter. He'll be replaced by Bryce Harper, who will play the second part of the game at DH. Let's talk about some of the bats in the American League lineup, because whoever's on the mound for the National League is going to have to deal with this combination, the 2 leading candidates for AL MVP.
Yeah, it's been so much to watch. Jordan Alvarez, what can you say about him, right? 318 average, 31 home runs, and 70 RBIs. How about the young stud with 28 home runs? But look, the American League MVP conversation features 2 stars at very different stages of their careers. Jordan Alvarez continues to establish himself as one of the most feared hitters in baseball. But now you're looking at the youngster, and he's just doing it all. He's announcing his presence at just 23 years old. But I love Jordan Alvarez, and the hitter he has become. He has been feared. You have to highlight this guy for the Houston Astros. He cannot beat you, and yet he's still doing that. And when you talk about Junior Caminero, I remember watching him in the World Baseball Classic. him representing Dominican Republic. And he was the most feared and just a guy that every superstar on that team was raving about. They think he's going to be a superstar. I already think he's a superstar. And this guy has lightning power. And when he gets hot, like we saw in the first half, boy, they just keep coming and coming and coming when we talk about the long ball.
It's going to be Christopher Sanchez that has to deal with that part of the American League lineup in the top of the first inning as we talk about the starting pitching matchup. Christopher Sanchez, a returnee to All-Star festivities. His consecutive scoreless inning streak in the first half caught everybody's attention, and everything led to his being the starter in his home park tonight. On the other side, Dylan Cease, somehow a first-time All-Star despite an IL stint this year, has also put together a great first half. Let's talk about Sanchez first.
Sanchez has been, as advertised, 127 innings and just 25 walks. I mean, he just comes at you. And yeah, you can talk about the sinker and you can talk about the slider, but against lefties, it's also been that changeup. It's been devastating. I've talked to hitters, left-handers, right-handers, and they'll tell you, I will be sitting changeup, and yet they still can't hit it. You can pick it up, you just can't hit it. You can't do anything on it. You're either whiffing it or you're hitting it on the ground, and that's what an ace is all about. I'm telling you, I talked to him before going into that clubhouse, and I said, hey, what are you looking forward to most? He goes, the history. Pedro Martinez did it. Now I get a chance to do it as a Dominican. I cannot wait to step on that mound.
Great numbers over the last 3 years for Christopher Sanchez. So if the changeup is his superpower, in addition to the 98, 99 that Dylan Cease has, what pitch impresses you most in his arsenal?
Well, for me, it's obviously that 97 to 100 mile an hour fastball. But the slider for me is the pitch that has been outstanding for Dylan Cease throughout his whole career. He's been durable with it. He knows what to throw it and how to throw it. And for me, it's his weapon of choice. He goes right after it against lefties or righties. It's that slider. 2-0 counts, 2-2 counts. It doesn't matter. It's a slider. I remember being with him in 2018 and 2019, and I said, what makes you great? He says durability and the slider. I know I've got the fastball. It's always going to be there for me in the back of my hand. But that slider, I can throw it to anybody, and I can essentially pitch with it, and just one pitch, I know it's going to get me through a game.
Last Blue Jay to start in an All-Star game, Roy Halladay. Ironically, last Philly to start in an All-Star game, same answer, also Roy Halladay. Terrific matchup tonight. Roy Halladay did this for both uniforms. His first All-Star start came as a Toronto Blue Jay in 2009. Didn't go according to script, per se, but he bounced back just a couple of years later after the change of uniform, established himself as the Hall of Famer he became in Philly, and had a good outing in 2011.
It is not fun to face when I had a chance to face him. The sinker baller was real. The breaking ball, the cutter was exceptional. His ball would just come at you, and he had this aura. When he got on top of the mound, you knew who you were going against, and you probably knew you weren't going to do much against him.
Pretty neat baseball gods connection here tonight with a Blue Jay and a Philly starting in 2026. We'll meet the rest of the starters and the rest of the rosters as our coverage continues from Philadelphia right after this.
His whole career, 40,000 eyes all burning holes through you.
Schwarber in the air to center field, heading towards the wall, and dead center. Schwarber's in the All-Star game. That's MVP material. Unbelievable.
The Ted Williams MVP winner, Philly superstar Kyle Schwarber, everyone.
So last year's Midsummer Classic ended with the first ever swing-off to determine a winner. You and I were both here for it yonder. It was a lot of fun. Kyle Schwarber, 3 swings in the National League, won the All-Star game. This is how it works. If the game is tied after 9 innings, it turns into a swing-off, a home run derby of sorts. 3 participants are chosen from each team. Each player gets 3 swings. You can take as many pitches as you want. Batting order is determined once the participants are made official. Each manager knows who they're going to use if it gets there, by the way. Team with the most home runs wins the All-Star game.
And quite a swing off last night, as we're talking about this in the home run derby. Yes, last night it was fantastic. Contreras, I thought, for me, wowed myself. The balls he was hitting, 490 feet. That's how far he was hitting them. It was just fantastic, the power that they were displaying.
Kyle Schwarber got all the way to the final round. Of course, he had 40,000 plus on his side and had a great last round, but it wasn't good enough to hold back the kid. Jordan Walker just ice water through his veins with the easy right-handed pass. Wins the home run derby, first ever St. Louis Cardinal to win the event. What a night. That's the way it shook down because, you know, Schwarber was the heavy pre-flop favorite. He survived a late push at the end. He survived a late push in round 2. But again, the 11 home runs, not enough, as Jordan Walker won it on his final swing last night.
It was so much fun to watch. His family was in attendance. They were all ecstatic for it. But yeah, it was an awesome home run derby this year.
The last time the All-Star game was in Philadelphia, it was not at this ballpark. It was at the Vet, and Jay Buhner was among the Mariners who swung the bat big. Mark McGwire at the peak of his powers, still in Oakland A. Cal Ripken Jr. was there, treating Philly fans at the Vet. Barry Bonds was awfully hard to hold back in those days.
You know what I remember from this is after the home run derby was done, I would tell my dad, all right, come throw me some balls in the backyard. I want to imitate every single player I saw at the home run derby.
Well, this guy is among the All-Stars today, hoping that there's nothing close to a home run derby here on All-Star Game Day. Dylan Cease taking the ball for John Schneider, his manager, and a guy who's in his first year in Toronto certainly is not disappointed, and despite a list of AL stint that's been great this year. He will not have to deal to Shohei Ohtani, who with all the kind of accolades and resume builders, all the MVP awards, the first evers, all kinds of bold ink, is not in action here today. Yes, he was named an All-Star. Yes, he was the leading vote getter in the field. But he had a knee procedure, had it drained on Sunday, and decided that for the betterment of the Dodgers and for him personally, he will not play tonight.
Yeah, 9 first-inning home runs. I mean, this guy can do it all. And this year, he's made a presence with the pitching, right? He's talked about wanting to win the Cy Young. It's a shame he's not going to be here, as obviously we saw this Sunday with the procedure that he had. But he's been fantastic to a 1.79 ERA. The home runs are there. I'm just glad he's healthy throughout the season. We're going to miss him at the All-Star game, but no question about it. For me, I think we just don't talk enough about him. He is the best player to wear a baseball uniform.
And en route to joining these stars from other sports as a 5-time most valuable player. 3 of them in the NBA. Kareem, MJ, Bill Russell. Peyton Manning, the only member of the club in the NFL. And there's little doubt in anybody's mind that Shohei is getting closer and closer to Barry Bonds' major league record of 7 en route to his 5th this year.
You know what's the craziest part about this is all those guys we've shown there, they're all retired. We're living present. I mean, we are watching this guy every single day, so we're just fortunate to be in this era because we're watching the best.
Well, there's a National League star who is not here today despite being voted in, and the same can be said of an American League star and another guy who has won multiple MVP awards. Aaron Judge, a 3-time most valuable player, the reigning MVP, with a big year in 2025 when he somehow was able to do what he did in 2024 even better.
Yeah, look, and it's just one of 4 players in Yankees history to win 3 or more MVP awards. This guy was on his way to be here in the All-Star game. It's a shame that he had a broken rib, but you know, it's the presence of the Yankees. The health of the Yankees is more important. I'm sure he'll be back, and when he's back, he's going to be doing these types of things, right? Hitting the long ball, 17 home runs already in 59 games, 38 RBIs as well. He is the heartbeat. As much as Ben Rice has been doing the stuff he's been doing offensively for the Yankees, I don't care. Aaron Judge is the guy. He hasn't played since May 31st. Wow, can you imagine where they would be if we had a healthy Aaron Judge right now with this Yankees team and that pitching?
We kind of know where they are because they're a sub-500 team without him. Their batting average has taken a nosedive. They're scoring 1 fewer run per game. Still homering at the same rate, which I find interesting. OPS is down. Strikeouts per game is up. And this is what happens, to your point, when you lose the best player on your roster. Obviously, collectively, you're not going to perform as well.
You take a hit. Identity becomes a factor in a Yankees team when you don't have the best player. Just like Shohei Ohtani. They need a healthy Shohei. They need a healthy Judge for them to move forward. How about this guy right here, though, and Mike Trout? A healthy Mike Trout back here at home where he grew up, an Eagles fan as well. We've seen in the offseason. I can't wait to watch Mike Trout, man. This is as electric as it gets.
Yeah, it's been a minute since Mike was an All-Star, 12th career All-Star selection, the most of anybody in the field, 11 times voted in by the fans. Trout's going to be leading off as he enjoys a resurgent season with 18 home runs and an OPS that's closer and closer to 900 all the time. What a career. It's already a Hall of Fame resume. 3-time MVP, 12-time All-Star, a cabinet filled with silver sluggers. The one big column at the bottom people talk so much about, though, is the postseason wins.
Yeah, look, I remember watching him and realizing him at the Futures game, not knowing who he was, and then here we are, Mike Trout, his 12th All-Star, man, just incredible to see, and dangerously in the first inning, historically at the All-Star game.
This might be one of the bigger moments for Mike this year as the Angels are kind of retooling for future seasons, and as All-Stars have taken their places on the lines, let's send it to the field for player introductions.
Sky forever without rain, for purple mountains, majesty above the fruited plain.
"250 years ago, they came to Philadelphia. In a hall not far from here, a bold idea took root, a declaration was made, and a new nation was born. And as our nation grew, from sea to shining sea, through trial and triumph, it found its rhythm in a game, baseball. Both a reflection of America's journey and a force that helped shape it. It has witnessed history and made history and brought comfort in times of hardship and healing, pointing us forward. In every inning, there's possibility. In every voice rising from the crowd, there is hope. In every at-bat, the opportunity to step forward, to take your swing, and to write your place in history. And like the enduring spirit of America we honor here, baseball brings us together and inspires the road ahead. And tonight, it brings us back to Philadelphia. As baseball's brightest stars take the field for the Major League Baseball All-Star Game.
Welcome to Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia for the 96th annual Midsummer Classic. It's time to meet the teams. First, the reserves from the American League. From the Athletics, first baseman Nick Kurtz. From the Baltimore Orioles, catcher Adley Rutschman. From the Boston Red Sox, outfielder Cedar Rafaela. First baseman Wilson Contreras. And pitcher Aroldis Chapman. From the Chicago White Sox, first baseman Munetaka Murakami. Third baseman Miguel Vargas. And outfielder Tristan Peters. From the Cleveland Guardians, pitcher Cade Smith. Second baseman Travis Bazzana. And pitcher Parker Messick. From the Detroit Tigers, from Delco, shortstop Kevin McGonigal. Catcher Dylan Dingler. And in his 10th and final All-Star game, please welcome to Philadelphia, Justin Verlander. From the Kansas City Royals, pitcher Michael Wacha. From the Minnesota Twins, outfielder Byron Buxton. And pitcher Joe Ryan. From the New York Yankees, pitcher Cam Schrettler. From the Seattle Mariners, outfielder Randy Arozarena. From the Tampa Bay Rays, designated hitter Yandy Diaz. Pitcher Nick Martinez. Pitcher Brian Baker. And pitcher Drew Rasmussen. From the Texas Rangers, pitcher Jacob Latz. And from the Toronto Blue Jays, pitcher Lewis Varland. The honorary coach for the American League is the manager of the Twins, Derek Shelton. And now for the National League. First up from the Arizona Diamondbacks, outfielder Corbin Carroll. Pitcher Eduardo Rodriguez. From the Atlanta Braves, pitcher Raisel Iglesias. First baseman Matt Olson. And pitcher Chris Sale. From the Chicago Cubs, outfielder PCA Pete Crow Armstrong. From the Cincinnati Reds, pitcher Chase Burns. And third baseman Sal Stewart. From the Colorado Rockies, catcher Hunter Goodman. From the Los Angeles Dodgers, pitcher Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And pitcher Justin Robleski. From the Miami Marlins, shortstop Otto Lopez. And pitcher Max Meyer. From the Milwaukee Brewers, catcher William Contreras. And the Miz, Jacob Mizorowski. Philadelphia Phillies, first baseman, Bryce Harper. Pitcher, Jesus Luzardo. And closer, Joan Duran. Now from the Pittsburgh Pirates, pitcher Paul Skeens. And pitcher Braxton Ashcraft. From the San Diego Padres, pitcher Mason Miller. From the San Francisco Giants, second baseman Luis Arraez. And pitcher Logan Webb. From the St. Louis Cardinals, you know him from last night. He put on a show. It's Jordan Walker. Designated hitter Ivan Herrera. And pitcher Riley O'Brien. From the Washington Nationals, pitcher Foster Griffin. And outfielder James Wood. The honorary coaches, the manager of the Cardinals, Ali Marmol. And from your Phillies, Don Mattingly. All right, Philly, who's ready for the starting lineups? First for the American League, as announced by the manager of the reigning American League champion Blue Jays. Please welcome John Schneider. Leading off from the Angels, from Millville, center fielder Mike Trout. Batting second from the Houston Astros, the designated hitter Yordan Alvarez. Batting third from the Athletics, the catcher, Shade Langoliers. The cleanup man from the Tampa Bay Rays at third base, Junior Caminero. Fifth from the Kansas City Royals, the shortstop, Bobby Witt Jr. Batting sixth from the New York Yankees, in right field, Cody Bellinger. Seventh, another New York Yankee at first base, Ben Rice. Batting eighth from the Detroit Tigers, in left field, Riley Green. And batting ninth from the Toronto Blue Jays at second base, Ernie Clement. The starting pitcher for the American League and from the Toronto Blue Jays, it's Dylan Cease. And now it's time for the starting lineup from the National League, as announced by the manager of the reigning champion, Dave Roberts. All right, Philly leading off. The designated hitter, Kyle Schwarber. Keep the cheers coming for the two-hitter from the New York Mets. In left field, it's Juan Soto. Batting third from the Los Angeles Dodgers, first baseman Freddie Freeman. Batting fourth from the Washington Nationals, at shortstop, C.J. Abrams. Batting fifth from the Los Angeles Dodgers, third baseman Max Muncy. Batting sixth from the Atlanta Braves, at second base, Ozzie Albies. Batting seventh from the Phillies, in right field, Brandon Marsh. Batting eighth from the Los Angeles Dodgers, in center field, Andy Pages. And batting ninth from the Atlanta Braves, the catcher, Drake Baldwin. And we've got one more special guy for Philadelphia, the starting pitcher for the National League, Christopher Sanchez. Let's hear it again for your 2026 Major League All-Stars. As we celebrate our country's 250th anniversary and baseball's special place in the American story, we also celebrate the game's growth and impact around the world. Baseball was born in America, but it's now truly a global game. Now please rise if you're able and remove your caps for the performance of this evening's national anthems. Here to perform O Canada, please welcome Canadian singer-songwriter Alexander Stewart.
Oh Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, and all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
As first pitch draws closer, and as we celebrate America's 250th birthday on this all-star stage, we also recognize a group of young leaders who represent the future of America. Please join us in welcoming the MasterCard Kids for Tech. Through a passion for learning, these students are building skills that will help shape the world around them. As we reflect on our nation's past, these kids remind us that America's next chapter is being written by young people. Congratulations to the MasterCard Kids for Tech. Now please stand if you're able and remove your caps as we welcome a special group to present this evening's colors from the Military District of Washington, the Joint Armed Forces Color Guard, and drummers from the West Point Band.
Forward! March! Arms! Arms! Colors! Reset! Arms!
Here to perform the Star-Spangled Banner, we welcome two-time Grammy Award-winning artist, Philadelphia's own, the godmother of soul, Patti LaBelle.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming
A stirring rendition of the national anthem and a wonderful pregame ceremony. The stage is set for the 96th annual Major League Baseball.
Tonight's ceremonial first pitch.
Goodbye. Absolutely crushed. There's the third National League run from Henry Rodriguez. Here's another RBI for Piazza. 4-0 National League. So Ken Caminiti, a late addition to the All-Star roster, wallops one out of here. Sheffield tucks it away, and the National League has now won 3 straight.
It's a big day for Pennsylvania native Mike Piazza. He was the All-Star MVP in '96. The last time the Midsummer Classic was here in the city of brotherly love. Veterans Stadium, the host. It was the last of 15 All-Star games for Ozzie Smith. Ricky Bottalico was the only Philly representing the home side in what was not a particularly good vintage of Phillies baseball. They finished last in the NL East that year, Yonder. Boy, things have changed, and it's a very good version of the Phillies that play host this year.
It sure has changed a ton, huh? Looking at this Phillies team right now, expecting not only to get to the postseason, but get to the World Series. And look, to be honest with you, this is a team this year that I feel like they can beat that power horse team that's out in LA, right? I just feel like they're starting rotation in that offense right now, and led by Don Mattingly. Yeah, I think they've got some say when it comes to October.
Well, trade deadline is going to be a pretty interesting time around here and elsewhere in Major League Baseball. John Schneider taking the reins, penning the lineup card for the American League team. First ever trip to the All-Star game as a skipper in his 5th season managing the Toronto Blue Jays. And John told us before the game tonight that his Jays are a week and a half's worth of good starting pitching away from getting their mojo back in the AL East.
I think you said it, man. A week and a half of starting pitching. I talked to him yesterday during the Home Run Derby, and I asked him, what do you think needs to happen? Good pitching and then timely hitting. We saw what happened in 2025 in the ALCS Game 7. George Springer with the huge home run right there. But that's who they are, right? They're a momentum team. That's their identity. Momentum, it's what it's all about. A country behind you, and then after that, good pitching will lead to something like that, getting to the World Series last year.
7-game win to get them to the Fall Classic. It was a 7-game loss to the Dodgers that ended up finishing the runner-up spot. Last year in the first half, boy, the Blue Jays were a real force, and this year a mirror image of their record. They're last in the AL East, which I still have a hard time getting my head around because Baltimore's been wobbly. Boston was wobbly until the last 3 weeks or so. Maybe better things are in store for John Schneider and the Jays.
The whole American League has been pretty much a disaster, right? They're only 2.5 games out.
How about this starting or opening pitch ceremony? This is pretty good stuff. Hall of Famer Steve Carlton, Mike Schmidt throwing out the ceremonial first pitches in Philadelphia tonight.
Nothing like it. They want to go.
Michael Jack, underhanded, lefty, overhanded. Here we go. Fabulous.
Celebrate all
Scott Rowland and Cole Hamels. Maybe Cooperstown calling for Cole. So 3 of the 4 are in Cooperstown.
He's got a chance.
Feel like Cole's kind of trending in that direction.
Boy, Cole still looks like he can pitch, huh?
They don't build him like Mike Schmidt and Steve Carlton anymore. That is for sure. 18 seasons for Schmitty. 15 seasons for Lefty, a 4-time Cy Young Award winner, the all-time franchise strikeout leader. And I don't know that Aaron Nola's going to get any closer than a real warm second place on that list. Mike Schmidt's the all-time franchise home run leader. Both have had their uniform numbers retired by the Phillies. So we talked about John Schneider and his road to the World Series last year. For Dave Roberts, it's kind of an autopilot, right? It's a familiar drive for Dave. He's done such a great job managing egos and payroll and strategic influence from the front office. This is his 5th All-Star managerial gig in his 11th season skippering the Dodgers. 3 World Series titles, including back-to-back in 2024 and 2025.
Matty, look, when you win Manager of the Year, it's usually these teams that come from behind, right? Teams that you're not expecting. I think it's even harder when it's a team like the Dodgers and Dave Roberts having to lead these men. You are expected to get to the postseason. You are expected to get to the World Series. You are expected to win 90-plus games. That's just as hard. Understanding that they want that, and yet you still have to deliver. It's been fantastic of a career for the Dodgers manager and Dave Roberts. He is everything as advertised. He's got the identity of a team. He is a leader of men, and this guy, all he does is continues to win, win, win. And it doesn't matter what team he has or what injuries and missions they go through throughout the season. He is prepared for October.
Well, as far as his task here tonight, he's got a really tricky balance to run in terms of his pitching ranks, because there are a couple of guys that are here on his roster as pitchers that he'd like to stay away from because their clubs have asked for that. There are a couple of guys who he doesn't want to get up and down more than once. So he's going to start with Christopher Sanchez. He knows he's got Justin Wrobleski for more than an inning, but beyond that, he needs 8 or 9 guys to be perfect tonight to try to win the All-Star game.
Boy, that's tough, isn't it? And then you're looking at the other side, too. They got abundance of pitching. They've got 12, 13 guys, so it's a little bit different the way you manage. However, they even said Cease can go more than 1 inning. So it will be interesting to see if he has a 5 or 6 or 7 pitch inning. We might see him out there in the 2nd inning. For Dave Roberts, oh my goodness, he's got to plan it out perfectly for this to work out.
6-man umpiring crew, including an umpire who's assigned to the replay desk back in New York City. Alan Porter is the crew chief. He is in his 2nd All-Star game assignment, as is Chris Conroy. But the rest of the umpires, 4 of the 6, are here at an All-Star game for the first time, Yonder.
Yeah, that's great to see. Look, the game is evolving. The game is changing. We're seeing more young umpires. And, by the way, great young umpires as well. Obviously, with the ABS system and everything that's going on, they are very aware of this new metrics of the game right now.
Alan Porter is a Philly area native, so really special day for him. He had his kids over at the Fan Fest Village today. He really took in the whole atmosphere. Not to mention, he is an unbelievably good umpire.
A very good umpire, a guy that you can talk to as well, get a good feeling of the strike zone. I've always felt like he's very neutral, right? He's not going to be so hitterish or so more on the pitching side. He'll be neutral. He'll be ready to go. I'm excited for him.
You know, he had the plate last year for that epic 6-hour, 17-inning game between the Tigers and the Mariners in the division series, and I think he might have missed 3 pitches.
Wow.
Just an unbelievable effort. We've got some, I think these are invited guests, wouldn't you? I would imagine these guys are not coming in unsanctioned. This is rehearsed. And dropping from the skies to help mark the 250th anniversary of the United States. So while these parachuters parachute, suppose you want some All-Star game history. The American League leads the all-time series, and the American League has won 10 of the last 12. There was a little run in the 70s and 80s where the NL was dominant. Well, that's been completely reversed because the AL has won 30 of the last 40. They didn't start doing a most valuable player until 1962, and that went to Maury Wills of the Dodgers that year. As we mentioned, this is the 5th time the city of Philadelphia has played host, and the first time here at Citizens Bank Park.
I mean, you're looking at the numbers right now, right? 77 selections, including obviously the injuries and replacements, but 36 players selected to each event for the first time. A lot of rookies as well. I'm excited to see Christopher Sanchez. We saw Pedro Martinez starting off a game in Boston as well at his hometown, and he was electric. I mean, he was fantastic as it gets. Christopher Sanchez, I talked to him during the clubhouse, and I asked him, how do you feel? He says, oh, I can't wait. I'm going to be the 2nd Dominican once again to start a game in your hometown. I'm going to be lights out.
All-Stars are making their way back in from their warm-ups. The parachuting is done. The bunting is being rolled up. Umpires have taken their ceremonial photographs. Lineup cards have been exchanged. And we are getting closer to baseball here at the 96th annual Major League Baseball All-Star Game. So for Dylan Cease, the history of Toronto Blue Jays starting in an All-Star game is, I guess, rather brief. It's intimate group. He is the 4th Blue Jay to get the ball to start an All-Star game. We mentioned earlier that the most recent Blue Jay is also the most recent Philly, and that's the late, great Hall of Famer Roy Halladay. So you know Dylan a little bit. I don't think the honor is lost on him to represent Toronto, to represent Canada, and represent the organization.
Yeah, no question about it. When I talk to him, I feel like he's the most interesting man in baseball, right? This guy, just loves pitching, loves to compete. Look, 98 and a third innings, 148 strikeouts to a 2.56 ERA. It feels like it's interesting. This is the first All-Star that he's had. It feels like he should have been All-Star many, many times before in the past, but this is a guy that's going to be electric, throwing 100 miles an hour with that slider. I can't wait to watch this.
Yeah, I had to triple check it. As you know, we were getting ready for this, and you're pretty familiar with guys who've been here before, and I'm like, wait a minute, Dylan Cease, never an All-Star? Here's some of the new guys talking to the old guy. Justin Verlander in his 10th and final, having announced his retirement at the end of this year, visiting with Kevin McGonigal, and Nick Kurtz is there, some of the first-time All-Stars representing the American League side. What are the chances JV gets in the game tonight?
0.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
If you're seeing Verlander right there hanging out with his phone, yeah, he 0 chance. This guy will.
Yeah, this guy's batting second. A very comfortable spot for Juan Soto. But let's get you to the American League starting lineup for John Schneider. Here's how the visitors align. Again, the AL has won 10 of the last 12 All-Star matchups. Mike Trout, in his 12th All-Star season, the 3-time MVP and Millville, New Jersey native, will lead things off. Yordan Alvarez, he is the leader for American MVP honors this year. A 4-time All-Star. Shea Langoliers is here for the first time. Junior Caminero and Bobby Witt bat 4 and 5. Cody Bellinger, an All-Star for the first time since 2019. His 3rd honor this season. Ben Rice is here for the first time. Riley Green, and another first-time All-Star, Toronto's Ernie Clement. As we mentioned, it's the 29-year-old Phillies ace Christopher Sanchez on the mound for the National League.
20 starts for the left-hander, 11-4 with a 2.62 ERA. He is extremely excited. One thing we're going to see is a lot of ground balls. The sinker changeup combo, that's what he's going to feature. I'm very intrigued how he goes after it with Mike Trout. Mike Trout loves the ball down in the zone. Christopher Sanchez loves to throw the ball down in the zone. This is going to be an epic battle, and of course we're going to see this at the All-Star game. Why not?
And of course, you know, nobody's trying to play the game to manufacture runs in the first inning of an All-Star game.
No.
Mike's going to be looking to go yard here. He's been an All-Star MVP twice, won it in back-to-back years. And Trout will lead things off, followed by Alvarez and Langoliers. You know, a little bit more on Sanchez as well. He is the 4th ever pitcher to make a 14th ever pitcher, I beg your pardon, to make an All-Star start at home. 6th Philly to start an All-Star game, and one of a number of natives of the Dominican Republic who have started on the mound as an All-Star.
What? The best in the game.
Let's get live.
Jimmy Rollins and Chase Utley still huge fan favorites here, pumping up the crowd. And Mike Trout is ready to lead off the 96th All-Star game. Mike's parents are here. His 2 kids are here. Mike's wife is here. And I would imagine half the town of Millville, New Jersey is somewhere around the ballpark tonight.
That's a good call.
It's the 3rd time that Mike has led off in an All-Star lineup. And here we go. Sanchez is ready. Greg Baldwin is ready, and the 96th annual All-Star game is underway with a foul ball off the bat of Mike Trout.
I didn't think we were going to see anything else, right? It's not going to take a pitch. You know what's coming. That sinker, that changeup.
And Trout takes a fastball upstairs, a ball and a strike. Mike's nitro zone, as Yonder mentions, has always been around the knees. One of the best low ball hitters of his generation.
Yeah, one thing with Mike Trout, too, against lefties this year, 905 OPS, right? Tells me he's doing a lot of damage. Not only just getting on base, but he's slugging.
There have been 10 players to hit as many as 3 homers in an All-Star game. Counts 2-2 to Trout. Mike's hit a pair. Alvarez and Langoliers to follow. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the 12th-time All-Star.
He's just so good. I mean, just being able to just foul that pitch off right there. For a guy in Sanchez who doesn't throw all that many breaking balls, a lot more fastballs and changeup.
Mentioned Trout's back-to-back All-Star MVP awards. He's the only player to ever do that, and a strikeout victim to start the night tonight.
Well, he had his chance, right? He got some pitches to hit. He fouled them off, and what does he come with in Sanchez? That changeup. Nasty changeup. I mean, you can essentially wait for it. You still just won't hit it. That's how good an elite it's been.
I think we should explain for our international viewership, Yonder, that you're going to hear a lot of boos tonight. We've already heard them a lot. Essentially, every non-Philly or everybody not from the area, and that's like Trout and McGonigal, they're local guys, is going to get booed tonight.
Or everybody that's had history against the Phillies in the postseason, like this guy right here, Jordan Alvarez, winning a World Series, hitting that big home run against Alvarado.
I mean, if you're Met, you're going to get booed tonight. If you're Brave, you're going to get booed tonight. Doesn't matter what the result of your plate appearance is. It's just kind of how they do things here. Counts a ball and a strike on Jordan Alvarez. Major League Baseball's leader in OPS, slug, and total bases, and chalk him up with 1 total base on a single up the middle here in the first.
What else is new, right? It's second in batting average, first in home runs, first in RBIs. But so let's take a look at his arsenal and Christopher Sanchez. We know about that sinker down in the zone. He throws it about 43% of the time. That changeup slider combo off that sinker. That's what he's going to go through. Simplifying approach for a pitcher. The problem is, as a hitter, trying to hit all that movement. It is nasty.
1 on, 1 out for A's catcher Shea Langoliers. Langoliers here by virtue of a really big first half of the season. 31 homers last year, sitting on 21 already this season, and an OPS over 800.
He's also a guy that loves facing lefties. This year he's got an OPS over 1,000. I mean, he crushes fastballs in the top of the zone. For a guy who's not considered as a catcher a big body frame, this guy's got a lot of juice.
Alvarez off first. 1 gone to start the ball game. 2-0 pitch to Langoliers, misses inside. 3 balls and no strikes now.
He got off to an incredible hot start. I mean, March and April he was hitting close to 330. 8 home runs. I mean, one of the premier offensive catchers in the game.
First A's catcher to start in an All-Star game since Terry Steinbach in the late 80s, and Sanchez loses Langoliers on a 4-pitch walk. So first and second with 1 away, and a chance for Junior Caminero, who is an All-Star returnee. Back-to-back All-Star appearances, back-to-back appearances in the Home Run Derby. Though the early exit yesterday was something that nobody thought was coming. Boy, he was one of the heavy favorites last night.
One of the fastest hands and bat speeds in the game of baseball. There's a little teammate action right here in the World Baseball Classic. Both teams, both guys representing Dominican Republic.
Junior's bat speed, 80 miles an hour, 79.9 miles an hour, his average swing speed, and that is the fastest in the league.
How about his June, huh? 10 home runs, 24 RBIs. He went on a hot streak.
Became the youngest player in Major League history to homer in 6 straight games.
I talked to him in the clubhouse earlier today, and I asked him, what gets you going? He says, it's not so much pulling the baseball. When I'm staying on pitches and hitting them to right center, that's when I know I'm locked in. That's when I know I'm hitting mistakes to the pull side. But my approach is center, right center.
2 balls and a strike with 2 runners aboard. Chopper Sanchez takes his time. He's got the one out. Freeman really had to dance to make that happen. Throw was not on target. Good work by Freddie Freeman for out number 2.
It's a big frame at first base right there. Gave him a great target. But look at Sanchez. Just very athletic for a lefty. Understand he's got time. Just throw it over there. That big body and Freddie Freeman. He'll be all right. He likes it, huh?
Second and third with 2 gone now. 4-8 now. 3-time All-Star Kansas City's Bobby Witt Jr. Witt gets into the break with 30 stolen bases this year. That is a big part of his game, that power speed package. In fact, he's the only player in Major League history to begin his career with 5 straight seasons of 10 or more homers, 25 or more stolen bases.
He's on pace for 54 stolen bases this year.
And way off of that changeup. 0-2.
He's another guy in the 30-30 club history. 23 and 24, he reached that.
Sanchez trying to pitch out of a tight spot to start the ball game. It's a ball and 2 strikes on Witt.
Isn't it amazing though with Sanchez? That's where he goes to when he's in trouble, right? Changeup. Seen it three pitches in a row now.
Witt able to hold off on that one. 4 straight changeups. We were told by Dave Roberts before the game that his next in line would be Arizona left-hander Eduardo Rodriguez. And Doc ain't lying. There's Erod getting ready in the bullpen just in case they need him as early as the first. From 0-2 to a full count now.
Well, I think Bobby has found himself now with that sinker, right? A lot of changeups, a lot of breaking balls. No fastballs yet. 3-2.
Left-handed batter Cody Bellinger waiting on deck. Second and third with 2 gone, top of the first. My next question was going to be, how careful is Sanchez going to be with Witt with first base open, knowing there's a lefty on deck?
Just to think that this year he's hitting 385 on his sinker, right? So he crushes sinkers. That's the go-to. That's why when you see that many fastballs, you got a lefty now coming up.
Would you believe that here we are in the top of the first yonder? This is the first bases loaded at bat in an all-star game since Chris Bryant hit with the bases loaded in the 8th inning of the 2021 Midsummer Classic.
I would have never told you that.
5 straight years of all-star games without a bases loaded at bat. And yes, there's only been 1 grand slam in all-star game history. And that was the great Freddie Lynn off Atlee Hammaker in Chicago in '83.
You've got the right guy right now in Bellinger. I mean, this year, runners in scoring position, he's hitting 315, slugging about 480. Well, he likes these situations.
I mean, these opportunities don't come around very often. Cody Bellinger gets a big fly here. He's already the All-Star Game MVP. Instead, he's behind 0-2.
That's just nasty. I mean, that ball just keeps running to that quad, that left quad. It's just unhittable for a lefty. Problem is, like we talked about earlier in the show, he likes to go to the changeup too against lefties.
.02 pitch. This is, by the way, not the breezy top of the first that Don Mattingly and the Phillies would have preferred.
He's going on his 27th pitch, right? That's the one thing that Dave Roberts talked about. Smooth, easy innings. Not so far.
Trying to strand the bases loaded, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Hands up. And this is a rarity for Christopher Sanchez. I mean, this guy does not walk anybody throughout the first half of the season. He goes right after you.
1 out single and a pair of walks. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Bellinger. Back up the middle to score at least 1. Alvarez easily. Langoliers just as easily. And the American League strikes first in Philadelphia.
He's a dangerous hitter, man. He loves these moments. He can just smell blood in the waters. This is Bellinger not trying to do too much. No, the fastball needs to come at some point. Just takes it right up the middle. We talked about with him this year with runners in scoring position and 2 outs, slugging about .571. On base percentage of about .385. And here's his teammate in Ben Rice, who's also had a great first half.
A strike to Rice, who gets into the break with 29 home runs, already a new career high. Only the 5th Yankee to get to the All-Star break with as many as 29 home runs. Credit him with a run batted in. He'll score Witt on the RBI single. 3 in the first for the American League.
It's a guy who's done quite some damage against right-handers, but against lefties too. He's picked it up as of late. Just like Cody Bellinger, though, going right up the middle on that fastball, not trying to do too much. Just a professional at bat. You see that hole, you try to hit that hole. That's just great hand-eye coordination by 2 great hitters. That's got to feel good, right? First inning.
Yeah, the Yankee connection. I mean, if you want to quiet the crowd in Philadelphia, any New York logo that has anything good happen to them here in this city will make things pretty quiet. Jets, Giants, Knicks.
They've been booing him.
He's pretty fired up.
He's fired up.
And Riley O'Brien is up now in the bullpen for the National League. Eduardo Rodriguez will pitch the second, but Dave Roberts is thinking maybe I'm going to have to go save my starter with 2 out in the first. Riley Green, a 3-time All-Star. And a ball and a strike. Green has had a really good first half. Tigers caught some momentum getting into the break. And Riley, a big part of that, of course. He's done a great job at cutting down his swing and miss in 2026.
And when he makes contact, it is loud. That's one thing he's done this year, man. He's cut down his swing a bit. When he connects, and it is loud.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Riley Green. 3 in the top of the first for the junior circuit. Sanchez finishes a rough inning. A 3-spot to start the ball game. National League in the hole before they even dig in to take their first set of swings. Against Christopher Sanchez in the top half of the first. Let's take a look at the National League lineup as skippered by Dave Roberts, one of the local guys. Yeah, Kyle Schwarber, big ovation every time he steps on the field. He'll lead off at designated hitter. Juan Soto and Freddie Freeman will follow. Abrams, Muncy, and Albies. Ozzy's here for the 4th time, but the first time he started an All-Star game. Brandon Marsh, Andy Paez, and Drake Baldwin finish out the lineup. I don't know if there's ever been an Indiana import more beloved in the city of Philadelphia than Kyle Schwarber. 4-time All-Star, ready to start things for the National League, and thinking about getting one of those back early.
Wasting no time. It's a guy this year who hasn't been swinging too many first pitches. He knew what he was going to get there with a 3-0 lead for the American League, a fastball.
0-1 pitch to Kyle, swung on and tipped foul. He's behind 0-2. So you go from dialing it up in the home run derby yesterday against BP Heaters to the 97 miles an hour of Dylan Cease less than 24 hours later.
Yeah.
Not easy duty.
Not easy duty, but you know, the one thing I give so much credit to these hitters nowadays is the adjustments. And obviously these elite guys. Is the way they can adjust pitch by pitch, day in, day out. He's no stranger to the home run derby either, though.
En route to potentially leading the National League in home runs for a 3rd consecutive season. He leads Major League Baseball with 32 at the break.
I would say easily the leader of that Phillies clubhouse. Oh, just missed that.
Into the stands and out of play. You may or may not have noticed, and Bryce Harper is one of the left-handed hitting reserves tonight for the National League. The abundance of left-handed hitters in Dave Roberts' lineup tonight, with the switch hitter Ozzie Albies included. 8 of the 9 batters will swing it left-handed first time through the lineup. And there are 5 straight left-handed hitters in this lineup, which is a new All-Star Game record. Harper will take over at DH for Schwarber around the midway point of this game tonight. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Schwarber. And a strikeout starts the game in the bottom of the first.
Well, we talked about the 97, 98 miles an hour fastball, but it's also this devastating slider. His last start against the Giants, that slider was on display. Well, first hitter in the All-Star game, yeah, I'll keep that ball too. It's a strikeout. It's been the slider, right? But he's been fantastic. 17 starts, 6-4 with a 2.56. You know what I most love about him is the strikeout rate. I mean, this guy is a true strikeout pitcher. 98 and a third inning, 148 strikeouts.
Strikeout total leads the American League this year. Strike 1 to Juan Soto. Soto, the first Met outfielder to get to an All-Star game since Carlos Beltran, first Met outfielder to start an All-Star game since the great Hall of Famer from Puerto Rico.
That's what Cease has been doing a lot more, throwing that changeup to lefties.
Who's laughing?
I think it's Soto that might be laughing. It's a rarity for a changeup. You don't throw that many of them.
It was such a good changeup that Juan Soto could only laugh. Is that what you're telling me?
Pretty much.
I think it might have been Alan Porter, the home plate umpire.
He wasn't expecting it. He's a fastball slider guy, but you look at Soto and what he's done against righties this year, though. 17 of his 21 home runs have come against righties. He crushes righties.
Oh, and 2. And 2 strikeouts to open the bottom of the first. Oh, he's feeling himself right now, baby.
Soto, you rarely see Soto turn back saying, whoa, what was that? It was a cannon out of the hand. You don't see swings like that from one of the best lefties in our game. I think he's kind of chatting it up.
You're going to strike out Schwarber and Soto to start your first All-Star appearance. And now you're 0-1 on one of the greatest hitters of our generation, Freddie Freeman.
On a pitch that he's not throwing much is that changeup. He's throwing it a lot more to lefties. And this is a guy, if you strike him out, I mean, I got to tip my cap to Cease because
0-1 to Freeman, who got into the break with 15 homers. He's behind 0-2. You saw the fact that Freddie's now a 10-time All-Star. And he has won the fan vote at first base in 6 of the last 8 years. He gets support in the state of Georgia. He gets support all over Los Angeles County. And hanging in there, fouling off 97.
What amazes me is, you know, you look at his whole career, man. He came up with the same swing. There hasn't been many mechanical changes, many different stance. I mean, this has been Freddie Freeman since he was 18 years old in the Braves organization.
Ball and 2 strikes to Freeman.
And I talked to him and I talked to people in the Dodgers organization, and they try to talk about launch angle with the young hitters and, you know, exit velo. Freddie Freeman's not that player. He's just not that guy. He wants to hit line drives over shortstop. That's what lets him lay off those pitches like that.
Those are great takes.
Great takes. In today's game, we would see a lot of what? Whiffs. A lot of strikeouts on pitches like that.
I mean,
not Freddie Freeman.
You know, you're in an All-Star game. It'd be easy to kind of come out of your discipline
Absolutely.
on a night like this. So back in the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He just stays on that changeup.
And that would clip Alan Porter behind the plate.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, I know you're trying to hit it back here at me.
I don't know if you could hear that at home. Freddie said, I'm trying to hit it that way. 2-2 to Freeman. Cease trying to strike out the side in the bottom of the first. And still with a chance to do that very thing. You know, we should say this too, I guess, Yonder, because velocity in an all-star game has a way of creeping up. And the scandal theorist out there might think, oh, they're juicing up the radar gun. That is not the case.
No, at all. I mean, look, this year he's gained velocity on his fastball. And he's up to averaging 98, almost 98 miles an hour. That wasn't the case early on in his career.
Last season, the league-wide average for a four-seam fastball was 94.5 miles an hour. In the All-Star game, it was 97.1 miles an hour, so almost 3 miles an hour firmer. Again, you got elite pitchers here. That's part of it. And Freeman goes from 0-2 to ball 4.
Yeah, that's just how good he is. That's a typical Freddie Freeman at bat. Down 0-2, gets him working. That's why this Dodgers team is so important, right? They got this guy in the middle of the lineup. He sets the tone. As much as you talk about Shohei setting a tone, it's also Freddie Freeman. The approach, and just what he brings to the table every single night.
Here is Washington Nationals shortstop and two-time All-Star now, C.J. Abrams.
Addy.
CJ has put together a really fantastic body of work in the first half of the season. 20 homers, 15 stolen bases. In fact, he's one of only 3 players in the league that can claim 20 homers and 15 bags at the break.
One of the premier shortstops in the game. I thought Freddie was going to go there. He was thinking about it.
A smile on his face and a really big lead. He's absolutely thinking about that idea. An all-star game stolen base.
Foul ball.
2 balls and a strike to Abrams. One of the other players in the league that got into the break with 20 homers and 15 bags is CJ's teammate James Wood, who's here as a National League reserve this year, and who is absolutely must-see TV.
One thing about CJ as a shortstop, I mean, he's leading all shortstops in home runs, right, with 20. It's also the defense, how he's been much better in the National League, I'm saying. But this is a guy that it doesn't matter with 2 strikes or no strikes. I mean, he is looking to do one thing and one thing only: pull the baseball and hit it in the air.
2 balls and 2 strikes on C.J. Abrams. How about this for the entire Juan Soto Padres Nationals trade of a few years ago? We see Soto, now we see Abrams. Got James Wood on the bench, and the Padres have not much to show for those deals. And Cease, with 3 strikeouts in the first, is able to strand a base runner. We're through an inning at the All-Star game. Dylan Cease strikes out Kyle Schwarber, Juan Soto, and C.J. Abrams. Pretty good 10 minutes of work, young man.
Absolutely nasty.
Shower up and get out of here. 3-0 American League. Starting an all-star game in his home park, but in this group, I can remember a couple of clunkers here. Roger Clemens was knocked around in 04 when he made the start as an Astro at Minute Maid, and you know, you could make a case that it's okay company to be in because you're here at the All-Star game, but I think Christopher would love to have a do-over on the first inning tonight.
He threw 34 pitches, a lot of sinkers, not as many changeups as I would have liked to have seen. They ambushed him a bit, these lefties for the Yankees, and I thought command was just fine. It was okay, but when these hitters, you just can't make mistakes. You can't have people on, and traffic will hurt you in a game like this. They're just waiting to have the big moments in these hitters.
So into the bullpen goes Dave Roberts as scheduled. It's Arizona left-hander Eduardo Rodriguez, who in his 11th season in the big leagues is an all-star for the very first time. And Ernie Clement on a check swing bouncer is retired for round number 1.
Just a wonderful story from Rodriguez. A lot of fastball, changeup, curveball. The curveball has been that pitch that he's thrown a lot more in the first half, but man, you look at what he's done, a 2.29 ERA, that's 6th in the National League ranks. He's got a 4.2 WAR, that's 4th in the National League ranks. Just an incredible story for being in the World Baseball Classic, having one of his most crucial starts for Team Venezuela dominated. And here we are now at the All-Star game.
Mike Trout started things by striking out against Christopher Sanchez. Another lefty for Mike to try to dig in on here, and it's 1-1 to Trout. Trout has homered in his career against Christopher Sanchez, or against Eduardo Rodriguez, I beg your pardon. 3 for 11 with a homer. Angels played the Diamondbacks in June of 25, and these two had a plate appearance against one another, resulted in a Trout walk. And they're already into the lineup a second time now. And we've got one out in the second. Trout sounded like a broken bat. One hopper for Albies at number 2.
Well, this is what he does, right? It's that fastball changeup, but as much as we're seeing it here in this All-Star game, we'll take you back to this year's World Baseball Classic. Team Venezuela finishing off Team USA. Boy, what a game that was, huh? High-ending drama. Eugenio Suarez with the big double, that RBI that led Venezuela to winning their first World Baseball Classic. Just amazing what it meant to that country, what it meant to that players. And this guy right here in Rodriguez had a lot to say in it. He was fantastic.
It was a completely different version of Eduardo Rodriguez. I mean, we were all really pleasantly surprised with how good he was. He became real changeup heavy too, and he's going to get through the AL All-Stars 1, 2, 3 on only 7 pitches. Call it 8 here in the second inning tonight. Still 3-0 AL.
Hit in the left center field, and the National League leads 5-1. 4 of the 5 runs batted in for the National League have been batted in by the Cincinnati Reds.
1976 Midsummer Classic at the Vet here in Philadelphia, and that was when the Big Red Machine was at the peak of its powers, and they did a lot of damage for the National League that year. Damage done by the American League Yankee contingent in the top of the first inning tonight. It's given the AL a 3-0 lead and a chance for Parker Messick to pitch in the bottom half of the second. And on the first pitch to Max Muncy, a high pop for Junior Caminero. 1 pitch, 1 out for Messick, who just got to the big leagues, well, not even a year ago, last August, and here he is in an All-Star game.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. Look, he's not going to wow you with the fastball command. I mean, it's 94, 95, but the command has been exceptional. He doesn't walk that many people. He's been fantastic in July. He was fantastic in April. This is a guy that goes right after you. For me, it's all about heart when you look at Messick, right? It's not just so much the stuff that he's got. He just thinks he's better than you. His stuff is better than you, and he's going to attack you thinking that.
Ozzie Albies, a 4-time All-Star now, and this is the first time he has started at the Midsummer Classic. Rollover ground ball for Bobby Witt.
The ball just tends to come out pretty good.
Well, that's that changeup, and his changeup this year has been fantastic. That's what generates all the whiff. It's that changeup play with that fastball command at the top of the zone. We'll take a look here at the Arsenal. He throws that changeup about 24% of the time, but it's that sinker, curveball, cutter, slider for the left-hander. Four-seam changeup, sinker. That's what he's going to rely on. But that changeup has really been a beneficiary for this Guardians guy in Parker Messick. How about this? Lefties are hitting him a little bit more than righties. Lefties hit him about 230, righties about 200. He's dominating righties.
2 gone, bases empty for Brandon Marsh, one of the 6 Phillies to make it to the All-Star game at his home park, and just greeted with a big ovation.
And no surprise he's swinging on the first pitch. If there's anything he's done with his adjustment this year, hasn't been mechanically, hasn't been mindset. It's been about approach. Approach about swinging in the zone early. He wants to get out of that bat, hit the first 2 or 3 pitches.
And it's such an interesting contrast, because in doing what you just described, he has somehow managed to lower his whiff rate lower his strikeout rate. He's become a better contact hitter despite the more aggressive mindset.
I think a lot has to do with Kyle Schwarber, letting him know and watching his work every single day in the batting cages. And I talked to him yesterday. I was asking what was the change. He said, Kyle Schwarber has been a great help to me in my career.
Inside.
2 balls and 2 strikes on the former Angel Brandon Marsh.
Probably one of the more deserving guys to be a starter in this All-Star game.
Full count to him now.
He's done a much better job too against lefty starters. I mean, this year he's a guy that wouldn't hit lefties back then. Now this year he's been fantastic.
He has earned his opportunities against left-handers as well. I mean, it's the age-old argument. How do you get better against left-handed pitching if you're a left-handed batter, if you're always platooned?
He's hit 8 home runs against lefties this year. Against starter, he's hitting well over 315. I mean, he's done the job to play every single day and be an all-star.
And a called strike 3 as Messick rings up a 1-2-3 bottom of the second. On to the 3rd in Philadelphia tonight with the American League still on top 3-0. Nothing American League. All the damage coming in the top of the 1st inning against Philly's own Christopher Sanchez. So now the National League will try to contain the AL lineup as best they can with the rest of their bullpen, which includes their new St. Louis closer, Riley O'Brien, a first-time All-Star who showed some flashes, I suppose, over the last few years, but he has turned into a lockdown 9th inning guy in 2026.
And I'll tell you why he's been a lockdown. It's been that heavy sinker. As we've seen that sinker get driven to right center by Langoliers, but it's that slider or slow. I mean, that slider has been devastating against righties, against lefties. This is a guy that, with St. Louis, Olimar Moore loves to go to him, because he's been an absolute weapon. The sinker, sweeper, slider, changeup, that's what he's going to go to. But that sinker, sweeper is high octane. It's that sweeper at 83 miles an hour and that sinker almost touching 100. It's just electric stuff and very hard for a righty or any lefties to hit it in the air.
Guy who's a first-time All-Star, but hardly a novice to the craft. He has been doing this a long time, and it's really a feel-good story at the age of 31. A first-time All-Star in 2026. Leadoff hitter aboard now for Junior Caminero, who grounded out in his first at-bat tonight. Oh, man, that came in and really surprised Junior and got him on the hand. Oh, no. Junior was diving out over the plate, and that came and got him. Oh, man.
It's just where it got him. It's the most important part.
He is going right into the clubhouse and right into the trainer's room. That's a wrap for Junior tonight. Oh, man, you would hate to think that something were to happen to one of the game's elite players in an exhibition game.
Yeah. And as a hitter, you're getting that sinker at 98 miles an hour. You just don't have time. It's just running into your hands. We just hope it doesn't get hit square.
Hey. That sucks.
Miguel Vargas is going to run in the place of Junior Caminero and take over at third base tonight for at least the immediate future. And Bobby Witt Jr. will bat with runners at first and second and nobody out. And certainly if we get word on Caminero's status, we'll pass it along to you tonight. Witt walked and scored one of the 3 first-inning runs.
Was there any chance Bobby Witt was going to swing there on that first pitch after that?
No chance.
No chance.
And was there any chance it was going to be a sinker on that first pitch? No chance. So a couple of sweepers, and it's a ball and a strike to Witt. That just makes you hold your breath, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Junior Caminero is so good for the sport. He is so vital to what the Rays do. There's another sinker that gets away from O'Brien.
Yeah, that's usually what happens too, right? You're coming in the 3rd inning. You're usually coming in the 9th. Everything's been wrapping up. You're facing your first All-Star. You want to be as electric.
Witt pounds that one in the ground to 3rd. Muncy gets one, throws over to 1st, not in time to double off Bobby.
We're holding. And that's speed right there by Bobby. And this is tailor-made. 99% of the time, you'll turn that double play, but there's that 1%. Why? Because it's Bobby Witt running. It's closer.
Oh, that's close.
It's close.
They wanted to take another look. We're going to have a review.
The National League is challenging the state call at first base.
They might be onto something here, Yonder.
Yeah. But boy, you talk about this speed. Check this out. It is quiet. It is fast.
That's a real-time replay. We'll slow it down for you. And he's out.
I think he's out.
Man, I couldn't be any closer, though. I'll tell you that much. First base umpire Chris Conroy and the home plate umpire Alan Porter are watching the replay up on the Jumbotron. Kind of watching it together. They're the only 2 umpires on this crew that have previous All-Star Game experience. This is a razor-thin margin.
I think he's out.
I don't know. There's a chance it stands. There might not be enough to overturn it. I thought on the first super-duper slow-mo review they had him out. Freddie's on the bag.
I think he's out by a hair.
Wow.
That is as close as it gets.
We are splitting hairs here on this one.
That's the one thing that changes for me, right? When you look at these All-Star games in the early 2000s, the speed of the game now in the past, 10 years, it's just everybody's fast. You got catchers that are stealing 20 bags a year.
Right.
You got corner guys that are stealing 40, 50 bags a year.
There are no base cloggers left in an All-Star game. You're right about that. This is a tough one. You usually know what's going to happen here by the first or second pass of a slow-mo replay.
But I will say this, too. It gives O'Brien a chance to breathe. Breathe a little bit. Throw some pitches. That sinker's kind of getting away from him a little bit. There's a chance to just calm down and take it all in.
The replay official in New York, he got an answer.
The call on the field stands. Runner is safe.
Wow, not enough.
The National League has lost their challenge.
Vic Carapaz is the replay official back in New York City.
When I looked up there, I was like,
I just don't think there was enough to overturn it.
I don't think so either. I'm with you on that.
Yeah. Awfully close. So the NL fails to turn the double play. 1 out runners at first and second for Cody Bellinger, whose 2-run single in the first started the scoring. To the opposite field for Soto. And out number 2.
Probably the best thing that could have happened for O'Brien is facing a lefty. Right now he can throw that sinker. It's arm side. It's okay.
Well, he's going to get another chance to throw his sinker to a lefty. It'll be Ben Rice, who also collected an RBI in the 3-run first.
This is a guy who's mastered hitting with runners in scoring position and almost at a 270 clip. slugging about 500 on the sinker. He's going to get a sinker at some point. He gets into leverage counts like he is right now. He's looking at that sinker up in the zone and wanting to do damage middle of the field.
One of the best fastball hitters, not only here at the All-Star game, but in the entire sport. His slug numbers have gone up against fastballs in each of his 3 years in the big leagues. How about that? 98 right on the frame. Ball and a strike to Ben Rice. So from that heavy sinker to a called strike on the corner there with the breaking ball. Ball and 2 strikes. And out of any trouble is Riley O'Brien. Through 2.5. Still 3-0 American League. The 2021 Midsummer Classic at Coors Field in Denver when Shohei Ohtani made history. Led off the game as a DH. It's a ground ball for Adam Frazier, and also started the game on the mound in the bottom of the first.
He can do it all. He is fun to watch.
A lot of folks who would have liked to have watched him tonight. But he decided to get healthy, having some knee trouble. Dodgers are still well represented here. Of course, Shohei was an angel when that happened in 2021. Michael Wacha will take over on the mound for Kansas City, a second-time All-Star. Despite the sub-500 record, he has put up really good numbers in that Kansas City Royals rotation. It gets Andy Pages to lead things in the National League third.
Yeah, that's one thing I was going to say. Don't let the numbers fool you as we see the Cuban Miguel Vargas at third base now for Junior Caminero. Michael Wacha has been a steady guy in that rotation for Kansas City. 119 innings already. He's a guy, I know he's here in the All-Star game, but he's a guy that Kansas City's going to have calls on. Starting pitching is at a premium during the trade deadline. Michael Wacha's pitched in big games. He's a veteran.
First All-Star selection for Michael was back in 2015 when he was a 23-year-old newbie with the Cardinals. So he becomes just the third player to have 10 or more seasons between All-Star selections.
And always known for that signature changeup. Like that one. Very tough to pick up. It's right over the top with that fastball. You know, his fastball, I faced him before, is that 92 to 95, but it plays like 98 to 100, Matty, because of that good changeup that he's had. You have to respect the changeup.
Pages is a strikeout victim, and that's the 5th strikeout already for American League pitching, and we've only seen 8 National League batters come to the plate tonight.
Oh, that's that nasty changeup. You see it, you want to make an adjustment on it, it just never gets there. This is the best part about the All-Star game, right there. What we're seeing right there. You get to talk to guys you don't really get to see often. You play against. You're picking everybody's brain. And when I was there in the dugout, I wanted to talk to everybody. I didn't care if you were a pitcher, a catcher. I wanted to pick your brain. What makes you so great?
I mean, it's a pretty good seat next to Justin Verlander. Pretty good seat next to the Miz. Another guy that we wish was available tonight. And a 3-pitch good morning, good afternoon, good night strikeout at Drake Baldwin's expense.
Made quick work, huh? That was just nasty.
Designated hitter Kyle Schwarber.
All right, so back to Kyle Schwarber. First time through the National League starting lineup, not so good for the senior circuit. 6 of the 9 batters struck out. And here's a matchup that we've seen a number of times in the big leagues. Kyle Schwarber has some impressive numbers against Michael Wacha.
Well, it's essentially pick and choose your poison, right? If you're Schwarber, it's either going to throw you a fastball or a changeup.
Yep.
Schwarber's trying to fix.
Well, he's talking to John Smoltz on the Fox telecast right now, I'm pretty sure.
All right.
He unloaded on that swing.
9 for 25 in his career against Waka.
Usually 1-1 counts is Waka's favorite pitch to throw that changeup. That's what he likes to do.
Among the 9 hits, 4 homers for Schwarber.
Oh, he tried.
Trying to get the National League on the scoreboard there. I think that earpiece is bugging him. Just take it out.
It's a rarity of a cutter there by Waka. That's one pitch he didn't really have earlier in his career. That curveball, that fastball, that changeup. He's developed that little cutter to lefty to keep him honest. This is what Schwarber does, right? It feels like it's either a homer, a walk, or a strikeout.
The 3 true outcome specialist. He is so good at extending at bats.
A true slugger, Matty.
In and out of the glove of Shea Langoliers. You know, that part of the night is coming where the changes come in wholesale manner, and I think Kyle Schwarber was going to get 2 at-bats regardless of what happened tonight. We'll be seeing Bryce Harper in that DH spot perhaps next time it comes up.
What a check swing. Look at Schwarber just staring at Waka like, how did I do that? He's seen the whole arsenal.
I feel like he's going to go back to the changeup here.
I think so. I like fastball at the top of the zone.
On one very sharp hop for Ernie Clement, it's a 1-2-3 third for Michael Waka. National League still looking for their first hit tonight in Major League history to capture MVP honors in multiple All-Star games. He's the only player to ever win the award in back-to-back years. 2014 and then 2015. Led off the game with a homer against Zach Greinke. Walked twice, scored twice in a 6-3 win for the American League. As far as the other guys to have won more than once, none of these guys did it in back-to-back years. It is a Hall of Fame roll call with the Say Hey Kids, Steve Garvey, Gary Carter, the Kid, and Cal Ripken Jr. Mike will have a third plate appearance, it would appear, as we're going to the top of the 4th inning. New pitcher on the mound for the National League. Phillies left-hander Jesus Luzardo takes over, getting the 8, 9, and top of the order American Leaguers.
Well, Luzardo has been fantastic for the Phillies organization. I mean, 19 starts, 8-4 with a 3.5 ERA. He's a guy that's Miami grown. You used to have seen the growth that he's had here in Philly. He's gotten better and better every year. We see the Venezuelan William Contreras behind the dish. There's 2 Venezuelan guys going at it, right? Luzardo, Contreras. You asked John Schneider who was going to have 4 at-bats. I wish he would have said Mike Trout. He didn't.
It looks like 3's going to do it, though. Boy, that's just Riley Green's nightmare, man.
Well, that's been that
sweeper city.
Yeah, that's the primary weapon that he throws. I mean, look, he's using it almost close to 40% of the time. About half the time he throws it, he's getting that. Whiffs. A lot of whiffs on it.
Riley Green's ready to get back to Detroit. To get to an All-Star game, he's got to face Sanchez and now Luzardo. And in both of Ernie Clement's at-bats, he swung at the first pitch.
What else is new?
True to form. So Mike Trout will get a third crack at it tonight.
Mike Trout.
All 3 of Mike's plate appearances against lefties. Christopher Sanchez in the first, Eduardo Rodriguez in the second, and now Jesus Luzardo in the 4th. First pitch this time. Chopper for Muncy. And on 6 pitches, Jesus Luzardo carved. A couple of innings ago, this happened with Junior Caminero at the plate. Oh, man, hard to watch. Riley O'Brien lost way with his sinker, and it clipped Junior on that lead hand. He immediately left the game, went up the tunnel onto the trainer's table. The word we get from the American League clubhouse is that they'll be doing some imaging on Junior's hand. He told a reporter that he's okay. take that with a grain of salt, however. Of course, not until the imaging comes in will we really know more about Junior. And I think every Rays fan watching tonight is holding their breath. So is everybody in baseball. He's that important to the sport. Joe Ryan is the new pitcher for the American League.
He's been fantastic in Joe Ryan. 20 starts, a 2.85 ERA. You're going to see a lot of fastballs at the top of the zone. And Juan Soto loves to hit the fastball at the top of the zone, but in his first at-bat, he was just devastating. Cease right there with that knuckle curve, change sinker, and then finish him off with that four-seamer down and away, man. Cease was just fantastic in this first inning, but he's going to have a chance here in Joe Ryan, who had an incredible May, a 1.73 ERA, 26 innings pitching, just 2 earned. That's all he had. Not that many earned, not that many hits. Joe Ryan is one of those guys that's going to pound the strike zone. He doesn't walk many people. He goes right after you. Juan Soto's going to get something to hit.
Juan's never had any fun against Joe Ryan. 0 for 7 against him in his career. 2 balls and no strikes. Soto, Freeman, and Abrams scheduled for the National League. Been some changes for the American League defensively. We'll post those for you in a moment.
Ooh, he got a pitch there, didn't he?
You don't see him miss those very often. That top rail heater, he likes that ball.
That tells you what Joe Ryan features with that fastball. I mean, it's flat, but it just got right on it. Very hard to get on top of.
Soto's got a base hit. First of the night for the senior circuit.
You see that pitch down in the zone. That's where you want to go if you're a hitter against Joe Ryan. Watch him get on top of it. Took the adjustment from the previous fastball that he whiffed on. Oh, that's just too good of a hitter, right? You're not going to get 2 fastballs in a row and against Soto and not barrel one of them.
That's a good point. So aboard to start the 4th now for Freddie Freeman. Freddie walked in his first at-bat. You know, more on the fastball from Ryan. It's interesting because he's one of only 2 starters in baseball that averages less than 94 miles an hour on his four-seamer, yet still generates a whiff rate of 25% or higher. It's elusive. That one at 96 found a little extra gear that time.
And I'll piggyback on that, and the reason for that is the command, right? He just doesn't miss in the heart of the plate. His misses, if you watch the catcher where he's throwing those fastballs, they're just good misses. You want it up, you miss 2 or 3 inches. That's where he's missing.
Joe pitched in the All-Star game last year. Pitched a 1-2-3 4th inning. Gets the 4th inning again this year. Unquestionably the Twins ace, as those ranks indicate. How about the inning he got last year too?
1-2.
He struck out Manny Machado swinging, Kyle Tucker looking. Just went 1-2-3. I'm going back to the Twin Cities.
Breeze. Go swim a few laps.
So the first ever base runner on his watch in an All-Star game. Strikes out Freddie Freeman. Easier said than done.
We talked about that fastball at the top of the zone, but that slider's been a go-to.
Cedon Rafaela taking over in center field this inning from Mike Trout, who's on his way back to Jersey. Wilson Contreras at first for Ben Rice. Dylan Dingler at catcher for Shea Langoliers. C.J. Abrams now with 1 away.
And that's where he's gone to with lefties in the first half. Top of the zone.
A ball and a strike to count to Abrams, a strikeout victim in the first. We are getting word from the American League dugout and clubhouse that the x-rays on Junior Camanero's hand are negative.
Oh, great news.
Thank goodness. It's a ball and 2 strikes now on Abrams.
You got to be very careful with Abrams and that fastball. I mean, look, this year on the four-seamer, slugging over 563 on it. I mean, he loves the fastball.
So let's see if Ryan triples up on the splitter here then. The strikeouts are alarming tonight.
Man. Woo, baby. High octane. When you talk about what the All-Star is all about, look at this. These are veterans at the All-Star game.
A couple of guys combined 22 All-Star appearances, and I think the perspective both of them have is that, you know, who knows? You don't take these for granted. They might not ever be at an All-Star game together again.
That's one thing Dave Roberts talked to us about, right? Not to take this for granted. You know, I asked him what's changed, and he said yesterday there was about 15 guys in the clubhouse hanging out, talking shop, talking baseball, from young guys to veterans. Took a second to tell everybody, hey, look around you. This is what it's all about. Hanging out in the clubhouse with elite stars of our game, whether you're young or you're a first-year guy in the All-Star game or you're a 12th-year guy in the All-Star game, talking baseball.
0-1 the count to Max Muncy. Doc also told us before the game that he had to kind of stunt his starting lineup so as to avoid the criticism that he was just putting his Dodgers at the top of the lineup card. He said, I got to separate my Dodgers because people are going to get on me.
You know what? I don't care. You should do what you want. You're the manager.
0-2 the count to Muncy, and a high fly ball out to center field. It's going to be Witt from shortstop that corrals this one to retire the side. After a short break, we'll come back for a Sandlot Summer Nights and Baseball Tribute.
Earned both. A trip to the ballpark, a sprint around the diamond, a game of catch. That feeling often gets mistaken for nostalgia. It isn't. Nostalgia is missing something that's gone. Baseball never left.
It is bedlam at the bank, Kevin! Late Friday!
Let's go! Let's go! I thought you guys said 5.
9 to a side. 3 strikes and you're out.
Got it!
Hit it over the fence and you're home.
The new home run champion of all! The Cubs!
The same game for more than a century. You'd think a place like that would get smaller over time. It only got bigger.
The luckiest man on the face of the earth.
The ballpark became America's backdrop, a place for triumph, for heartbreak, for whatever we needed next.
Make sure you're home right after the fireworks!
Summer after summer, generation after generation. Things change, but baseball is always with us. That's not nostalgia. That's permanence.
Liberating strife. Who more than self their country love. And when she brought it down, what I'm singing about that day, this America, sweet America, may God not go refine, grow till all success be nobleness, and every game divine. You know, when I was a little boy, I remember we always sang these words. Oh, beautiful, far spacious sky, far amber waves of grain, far purple mine, in majesty. wait a minute. America, America. Say me brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Lord, let Jesus Christ down. I want to thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
The city of Philadelphia, host to the 96th annual Major League Baseball All-Star Game. 5th time the game has been here in this city, first ever at Citizens Bank Park. And what a spectacular celebration and 250th birthday present to the United States we were just treated to. Freddie Freeman among the superstars of our sport that stayed on the field before coming out. Brandon Marsh remains in the game. A ton of changes as we get to the top of the 5th. Matt Olson taking over at first base. And Kyle Schwarber being replaced at designated hitter by Bryce Harper. And we got Yandy Diaz digging in against Foster Griffin to start things here in the 5th.
Hey, go get some damn pints on.
Griffin's been terrific in 19 starts with a resurgent Nationals team. 10-2 this year.
Yeah.
First time All-Star clearly. Young guy who has really burst on the scene in 2026.
He sure has. Obviously, you talk about that ERA at a 2.77. He's been essentially their best pitcher for this Nats team, who has one of the best offenses in baseball. But you know, for me, it's been that sweeper changeup. That's been the effective for him. His June was fantastic. That's his go-to right there. That sweeper, that changeup. His June was a 1.15 ERA. That's how good it's been.
Yandy, a 2-time All-Star, digging in at the plate and chased, something we don't see very often from Yandy during the course of the regular season. A strikeout for Griffin in his first All-Star plate appearance.
Oh, that's that changeup. Look at this. You rarely see Yandy Diaz reaching like this. All you can do is get a good laugh at it. Now you see it, now you don't. That's what Griffin's done pretty much all season.
Here's some of the changes. Corbin Carroll taking over for Juan Soto in left. You see Matt Olson at first. Sal Stewart taking over at third. And we also, Contreras was in the game last inning. So that sets you on the changes. Dylan Dingler making his first plate appearance tonight.
We saw Langoliers, the offensive surge he's been on. How about this guy? 19 home runs on the year, 60 RBIs. I mean, this guy just keeps getting better and better. Some have him as the best catcher in baseball.
Really heated up since the start of June. 325 batting average, averaging an RBI a night since that point. And 19 homers at the All-Star break. One of the higher totals for a Tiger catcher in franchise history.
We talked about that June, over 1,000 OPS in June. I mean, you talk about a hot bat in the middle of summer. Usually catchers kind of taper down on their offensive surge.
First All-Star catcher in the Old English D since Alex Avila in 2011. 2-2 to him. Couple of strikeouts for Foster Griffin.
Well, there's that changeup, right? He gets close to 40% whiff rates on it. Here we see another one. You know, he's been fantastic against lefties earlier this year, but against righties has been more of the little bit of the hiccups he's had. Not tonight. That changeup is on display.
First plate appearance tonight for Miguel Vargas. He came on defensively for Junior Caminero when he was hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning.
I remember Vargas when he came from Cuba. We had a chance to work out together and hit together, he would tell me, how do you hit velocity? It's so hard to do it now in today's game. I said, you'll be fine. You'll get used to it. Cuban there, right there.
That's Cuban on Cuban crime.
Oh, that's not fair.
Andy Pages runs down a liner into the gap.
Look at him stare at him. What are you doing? You can't catch that, man. You're my brother from another mother. Same island. Oh.
A 1-2-3 fifth from Foster Griffin to keep it a 3-0 ball game. The American League has been in control ever since the top of the first inning, and it's the AL's Yankee connection that delivered the 3 runs. A 2-run single by Cody Bellinger against Christopher Sanchez, and the very next batter, Ben Rice, also drives in a run. It was 3-0 New York before folks could even settle in with their vending items. And on the other side of the scorecard, the strikeout has been a weapon of choice. 14 National League batters have come to the plate tonight yonder. 8 of them have struck out.
It's been high octane, a lot of spin as well, but as much as I love the hits, I also like the strikeouts by these pitchers.
Only 2 base runners for the National League tonight. A single and a walk. Nobody past first base. And Nick Martinez will make his all-star debut. 35-year-old veteran right-hander who is most deserving of the honor here today.
18 starts at an 8-2 record, 2.65 ERA. A dear friend of mine. A guy who pitched in Japan. A guy who was released. A guy who has never given up. He's been fantastic this year.
A ball and a strike to count to Ozzie Albies.
Seems like Tampa continues to do it again, right? Finding these guys and getting the best out of them. The changeup has been his go-to his whole career.
Albies with a well-struck ground ball, but playable for Contreras, and 1 away.
We'll take a look at Nick Martinez's arsenal, what he brings to the table. It's not fun to face either. That changeup is devastating. That sinker, cutter, 4-seam curveball as well with that little baby slider he likes to throw to get quick strikes. But his go-to is that changeup, that sinker, and that fastball at the top of the zone. The cutter has been a pitch for me that I really like that he's had throughout his career. Kind of stabilized lefties a bit. But no question about it, that changeup has been the pitch that has gotten him here this year.
Well, if you come to Tampa as a guy who kind of likes your changeup, you're going to leave Tampa as a guy who loves it.
No question about that.
A couple of changes. Kevin McGonigal at short, Randy Arozarena in left.
He's just had a remarkable career. He's been a relief guy. He's been a long man. He's been a 5th starter. He's been an all-star now.
We've spoken to Kevin Cash about him this year, the Rays manager, who absolutely loves having him on the staff, and said for a first-year guy on our team, even though he's a veteran, he hadn't been here before. He took over the leadership role on the starting pitching staff. Ball and 2 strikes, and one that skips about 56 feet on its way to Brandon Marsh.
I'm going to text him later on after this, after that pitch he just threw. How you hold that? Got to ask him, how do you hold that changeup?
Martinez has really refined the repertoire too, among the kind of tweaks he made with the Rays. Used to throw 6 different pitch types at least 10% of the time.
One thing about him too is Japan was so big for him throughout his career. Went over to overseas. He really developed that cutter, really developed that changeup. Understood how to throw pitches in the zone to get soft contact.
Full count to Marsh.
Well, a lot of pitchers in Major League Baseball in the States are wanting to get that high ride, that strikeout. For Nick Martinez in Japan, it was the opposite. Getting soft contact and weak outs. Weak contact. That's what he's done with Tampa this year. A lot of weak contact.
Strikes out Brandon Marsh. So that's 9 strikeouts to the first 16 batters in the National League lineup tonight.
I hope he'll keep that strikeout ball. That's his first one as an all-star. Fastball at the top of the zone. He's got so much ride. As a lefty, you got to respect the changeup. That's how good it is. That's why you get a lot of whiffs on that fastball at the top of the zone.
Third plate appearance tonight for Dodger Andy Pages.
Just to think, this guy in the offseason had not many calls as a free agent.
Right, and make that a second plate appearance for Andy Paez. Yeah, it was late in the offseason that Martinez signed his deal to go to Tampa, and I think this, as Paez is robbed of a base hit. What a play! Ernie Clement, show us what you got. That's among the many reasons they love him in Toronto. We'll take a look at that a little bit later on, but first, after the break, we join Fox and MLB for a special.
And reaffirming our commitment to the fight against cancer. Major League Baseball, together with our fans, players, coaches, and umpires, are united in our determination to defeat this disease. As we continue to stand in unity and support all those touched by cancer, please welcome Philadelphia's own Boys to Men.
You and I must make a pact. We must bring salvation back. And where there is love, I'll be there. I'll reach out my hand to you, and I'll have faith in all you do. And if you need me, I'll be there. I'll be there to comfort you, build my world and dreams around you. I'm so glad that I found you. I'll be there with a love so strong. I'll be your strength. I'll keep holding on. I'll be there. I'll be there. Just call my name and I'll be there. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Major League Baseball All-Star Game from Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia with Yonder Alonso, Matt Vasgersian. 3 runs in the top of the first for the AL, holding up at the midway point. As we have more changes to post for you entering the top of the 6th. National League's had a hard time just generating any on-base activity. The American League's going to have to face a good one. Atlanta Braves closer Raisel Iglesias taking over on the mound.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. 31 games, 19 saves, an ERA of a 2.23. I don't know where the Braves team would be without Raisel Iglesias, another Cuban. The fastball changeup slider combo. This is a rarity for a closer. This guy's got 4 or 5+ pitches. It is not a fun at bat. You go into it, and usually these closers throw 1 or 2 elite pitches. This guy's got about 4 or 5 elite pitches. A strike thrower, but no question about it, he's going to come at you and want to make quick work out of you.
Iglesias will get Kevin McGonigal to start things for the American League, making his first plate appearance, a rookie phenom, and one of the heavy favorites for American League Rookie of the Year honors. A first-time All-Star, of course, in his first year in the league. And a big reason why the Tigers may actually hang on to Tarek Skubal and make a push in the AL Central. I'm getting ahead of myself, but I think they're somewhat connected.
All he's done since he's gotten called up is hit. He's been unbelievable. Elite plate discipline. 59 walks already, tied 5th most in the American League. An on-base percentage of almost 400. A leadoff like this for Detroit, that's probably the reason why you keep a guy like Skubal, because of this guy right here.
Kevin McGonigal, a Philly area kid, and he receives a nice warm round of applause. Kind of a refreshing change.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
McGonigal followed by Cody Bellinger and then Wilson Contreras. And if you're wondering about Bellinger getting a third at bat, there's a little matter of potentially being the All-Star Game MVP that could perhaps use a little sweetening. And McGonigal bounces it out to second base for Luis Ariz, who has taken over in the break.
The defensive wizard, Luis Ariz.
Yeah, what a changed profile his defensive look is now. And here are the other changes. Pete Armstrong at center, James Wood in right, and Otto Lopez taking over at shortstop.
No. You think if you're Bellinger and you've got a knock already with an RBI, you're thinking about one thing and one thing only, making this game 4-0.
Well hit into left center field. Corbin Carroll running it down for out number 2.
He gave it a ride.
Squared that up nice.
Just a great angle. Blazing speed. Corbin Carroll, one of the fastest outfielders in the game. Iglesias making quick work on just 5 pitches, already 2 outs.
So 2 gone for Wilson Contreras, who had quite a first round in the home run derby last night, hit 13 of them and set the pace.
About the power production. 20 home runs, 61 RBIs. He's been on a tear.
Nice little story there going on at home plate with his saying hello, what's up to his brother William.
Los hermanos. They've done that a few times.
They've been on the field a lot together, for sure. It's certainly a much more special thing when Wilson's in the game and Williams at the plate, or vice versa. 2-2.
Look at Wilson Contreras, though. In the June power search, he had 7 home runs, 20 RBIs. That's why this Boston team, the pitching they have, Wilson Contreras doing what he's done, they've played much better.
Well, it took a career first half for Contreras to get the Red Sox going a little bit. Look at that little Butcher Boy play. He saw that big hole on the right side, just chopped it right through.
That's what he does. Not just a power hitter. Well, you're looking at his slash line, hitting 285. I mean, with a lot of slug. Just go the other way. 2-strike approach, not trying to do too much. Yeah, take it the other way. Look at that hole.
It's the first base hit by an American League batter since Shea Langoliers led off the 3rd with a single. And here's Randy Arozarena's first plate appearance tonight.
So we got some Cuban on Cuban here. Venezuelan behind the dish. Randy.
3-time All-Star. Arozarena hoping for a better second half this year than what happened to him last year, when after the break his numbers really cratered. Got into the All-Star break with an 820 OPS.
Yeah, the one thing about Randy, though, he's heating up at the right time. July, he's hitting over 320 right now. So he's heating up.
Just a 679 OPS after the break last year. Ball and 2 strikes to Arozarena. This guy has such entertainment value. He is so much fun to watch, whether he's at the plate, he's in the field, he's fun to watch on the bench. Little rollover ground ball that's going to wrap up the 6th. To the bottom of the inning. And a still 3-0 American League lead. World Series. This moment would have won the World Series for the Toronto Blue Jays in the bottom of the 9th had it not been for an Andy Pages amazing game-saving catch. What happens earlier tonight in the All-Star game here in Philadelphia? We're going to turn the tables on you. Andy Pages robbed of a great play by Ernie Clement.
You think he remembers?
Oh,
Martinez loves it.
Positive he remembers.
Oh.
I don't know if Nick Martinez...
got you back, baby.
Nick might not have had any sense of the history for that, but boy, the two participants certainly did. Cade Smith, the new pitcher representing the Cleveland Guardians. He has been terrific out of the Cleveland bullpen this year. He'll face William Contreras, making his first plate appearance tonight.
Fastball splitter, that's where you're going to get. Boy, his May was outstanding. To a 1.36, only 2 earned runs in the month of May. You look at this Guardians team. Sitting right now at 50 and 46, but Cade Smith's been that primary high leverage reliever.
Other changes this inning include Tristan Peters taking over in right and Travis Bazzana at second base, and the ball finds the new guy. That'll bring up Bryce Harper.
Batting for designated hitter Kyle Schwarber, number 3, Bryce Harper.
The two Philly guys were going to share the DH spot tonight. Kyle Schwarber got 2 plate appearances. And here's Bryce Harper to take his turn this evening. 9th All-Star selection. He swung the bat in the home run derby yesterday. Bryce in his All-Star career 3 for 14. He has never hit a homer in an All-Star game.
Has been doing a lot of damage against righties. 17 of his 20 home runs have come in against righties, reaching that 400 home run mark.
Part of the reason that Bryce is an All-Star this year, not only are the numbers up across the board from 2025, but he has not missed a game this season. Has played in all 91 for the Phillies.
Oh, that's great right there.
2 balls and a strike.
Challenge?
99.
He's going to challenge that.
Why not?
Batter is challenging the strike call.
I think he's going to be wrong.
You know what? I feel like Alan Porter talked him into this.
You're going to challenge it?
Call confirmed. The National League has 1 remaining.
He got talked into that. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Harper. So after a 99-mile-an-hour 4-seamer, Smith drops down on him and strikes him out. That was filthy.
That's that splitter right there. As you can see it, it just falls right out of the table. A ton of whiff, almost at a 50% rate. I mean, guys just can't see it. They think it's a fastball out of the hand. Halfway through, it's just tumbling down. Just unhittable pitch.
Corbin Carroll's first plate appearance tonight.
Just look at this. You see it out of the hand. You can't really pick up that spin. You think it's a fastball. You unload on it. Next thing you know, you're swinging on underwater, essentially.
10 of the first 19 National League hitters have struck out tonight.
Thank you.
Smith on top of Corbin Carroll, 0-2. Also here by virtue of a tremendous first half. Major League Baseball's triples leader. He has already set a franchise record for 3 base hits with the Diamondbacks. 53 of them for his career. And doing so in far fewer plate appearances than Stephen Drew, the man he passed. How about 11 strikeouts among the first 20 National Leaguers to swing the bat tonight? AL power on tap. back in Philadelphia, and a 3-0 lead for the American League. All the action on base came in the top of the first inning when Cody Bellinger drove in 2, and then Ben Rice followed with an RBI base hit. The rest of the night has been dominated by pitching. American League pitching specifically, and on the mound now for the National League, it'll be Dodgers left-hander Justin Robleski will face Travis Rosanna to lead things off for the American League.
Just to think, this Dodgers starting pitching, you thought they were going to be set, and then here's this guy in Justin Robleski, leads the team high in wins at 10-2 with a 2.69 ERA, career best. Control has been electric. His April was fantastic.
Celebrating his 26th birthday today and throwing to a new catcher. You saw Hunter Goodman of the Rockies taking over. The count is 1-2 to Bazana, and my eyes went right to Hunter Goodman's gear. Really getting into the spirit of the thing with the Liberty Bell chest protector.
Very good.
And Bazana's a strikeout victim. That almost looks like he's wearing JT Realmuto's stuff.
That's pretty sweet stuff right there. Look at this slider. Look how soft he is to blocking this pitch. That's that slider, man. That slider has been a weapon for Justin Robleski this year. Has dominated righties as well.
First plate appearance now for Ceddanne Rafaela, who took over for Mike Trout. Trout got 3 at-bats tonight. Robleski is the only guy that Dave Roberts was comfortable giving more than an inning of work to tonight. And whether that's going to happen remains to be seen. But if your only multiple inning guy is being deployed here in the 7th, and so far so good for him with back-to-back strikeouts.
Man, that's nasty right there. That's that little slider he likes to throw. We'll take a look at Justin Robleski's arsenal. He likes that 4-seam fastball, throws it about 50% of the time. That slider, sinker, curveball, changeup, sweeper, cutter. He'll throw everything. He'll go multiple innings as well. He likes the righty-lefty matchup. Dave Roberts really likes this guy. Gives him quality innings. More importantly, he's a strike thrower. He's just not going to walk people.
It's a guy who Dave Roberts has really used everywhere. He's given him starting opportunities. He's been a long guy, used him in short matchups circumstances previously, and he's in front of Yandy Diaz, a ball and 2 strikes. Used him in high leverage spots in the postseason all fall long last year.
Oh, and tonight he's got some giddy up on that fastball, usually averaging about 94.1 miles an hour. Today up to 97.
Yandy saying, I'm not striking out twice in an all-star game.
That's not going to happen, huh?
This guy's bat-to-ball skills are elite.
Arsenal. I mean, he throws it all right here. 7 pitches, can throw him all for command. That's 2. Rarity.
Strikes out the side does Robleski in the 7th. Pitching dominating the night tonight. Seventh inning stretch, still 3-0 American League. Come and gone in Philadelphia, and a lot of batters have come and gone tonight. Let's get into the spirit of the thing. America turning 250 years old tonight with a mascot party. And for me, I don't know about you, Yonder. By the way, welcome back, Matt Vasgersian, Yonder Alonso in Philadelphia. I think one of the most fun moments for me was when the mascots were so roundly booed before the game tonight. Mrs. Met got attacked. Bernie Brewer was crushed. Blooper from Atlanta.
They're ruthless, and I love it. I'm here for it.
It's what it's supposed to be. And the only mascot that was cheered, of course, the greatest of them all, the Philly Fanatic.
I got in trouble my rookie year being here for the first time. The Philly Fanatic was on first base, and I just kept staring at him in between pitches. I missed the pitch because I was staring at the Philly Fanatic. I got in trouble for that. Buddy Black was not too pleased with me, saying, hey, pay attention.
Well, while we have a moment, let's remind you this copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Office of the Commissioner and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. 3-0 lead for the American League. And we are en route to perhaps a record-setting strikeout total in this All-Star game. See, this is the kind of thing,
Mr. Man.
It's the kind of thing that just gets people going. 19 batters have come to the plate, make it 20, I beg your pardon, 20 batters for the National League, and 10 of them have struck out. We have some changes, including Tampa Bay right-hander Drew Rasmussen taking over on the mound for the American League.
Almost 100 innings, only 17 walks. That's been the specialty for Drew Rasmussen.
We got a new first baseman. We got a new catcher. Munetake Murakami and Adley Rutschman enter the box score. Counts 2 balls and a strike on Matt Olson.
Got away with that one right there. I mean, Matt Olson has made a living this year hitting the fastball, slugging close to 600 on that pitch. Got to be careful with Matt Olson here.
Got to be careful with this part of the lineup as Olson swings and misses. You got Otto Lopez next, James Wood in the hold.
2-2.
And I guess because there really hasn't been much to cheer about, the fans are very forgiving of these NL East players as they dig in. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes on Matt Olson.
That's been the primary pitch right there by Rasmussen, that cutter. That's the primary pitch he uses on lefties. Just rides a little bit on the hands.
Olson sends a slicing hook shot out to left that Randy Arozarena runs down for round number 1.
I've been very surprised by this American League pitching, huh? I mean, you're looking at this National League roster, a lot of guys that put the ball in play. Yeah, they have the home run power, but a lot of guys that don't strike out. It's been a lot of soft contact and a lot of strikeouts. It's been the complete opposite of what we thought it was going to be for this.
You're right. You're right about that. The record, by the way, for strikeouts by a side in an All-Star game is 16. And Otto Lopez swinging to get the National League on the scoreboard here. And that was 16 strikeouts by the American League.
What a year he's having, huh?
Back in 2019. And we're sitting on 10 now. Lopez, Major League Baseball's hits leader. The guy who the Marlins have turned into something much more than a serviceable player, which was that a few teams had identified as his ceiling previously in his career.
Leads Major League Baseball in hits, leads Major League Baseball in average at a 334 mark. Between him and Edwards, I mean, it's a party down in South Beach.
This is a guy that was signed as an amateur free agent by the Blue Jays in 2016, debuted in Toronto 5 years later, got a cup of coffee, DFA'd, acquired by the Giants. Giants DFA'd him. The Marlins picked him up, and he is an all-star this year at the age of 27 for the first time. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rasmussen's found an extra gear throwing 96 miles an hour tonight.
You're going in there for 1 inning, you're going to let it eat. That's the one special thing about this All-Star game. Just like none other. You can't get embarrassed. You got to throw your pitch. You got to throw your best out there.
Lopez, a pretty good 2-strike hitter. He is about 100 points over the league average, batting .268 and 2 strike counts. But tonight's not his night.
That's just filthy.
11 strikeouts racked up by the American League staff.
I mean, this slider is just, now you see it, you think you're going to hit it, it's on the plate, and then it just dives. That's how good it's been. Only 1 hit.
1 knock. Clean innings all the way around. Only 2 base runners tonight for the National League All-Stars. And my strikeout total was off. It's up to 12 now. 12 strikeouts for the American League staff. And here's Sal Stewart.
He's had a great rookie year. 65 RBIs on the year. Great April that he had. 19 home runs. Always had a good eye on the plate. That's the one thing that I've seen with Sal so far this year, man. Leads all rookies in ABS challenges. He's got himself a good count here for a fastball.
You go way back with this guy.
I sure do. Well, Sal, you got the green light. It's the All-Star game. Let it eat 3-0, huh?
Is there going to be a text about that?
Absolutely. Known him since he was 10 years old. Seen his growth. Always been a good hitter.
Takes a fastball right down the middle of the plate. 3-1.
Smiling. He should have swung at that.
First All-Star game. He's 22 years old, man. Cut him some slack. There's the 3-1. There we go. 3-2.
He was trying to let it eat there.
The only Reds rookie with more homers at the All-Star break, the great Hall of Famer Frank Robinson. Rasmussen back in the count, the 3-2 pitch, and that's ball 4.
That's a great walk. First at bat in the All-Star game. You get a walk like that. A lot of the hitters want to swing it. As a 22-year-old, you get a walk. One of the best arms in the game in the American League who doesn't walk people.
First base runner for the National League side since Juan Soto's leadoff single in the 4th, and I think that John Schneider's going to the bullpen. So they wanted Rutschman and Rasmussen out there together because they played in college together. And now with Luis Ariz up, Jacob Latz is going to have a chance to pitch in the All-Star game. We'll take a break and we'll come right back. Two-out base runner, and John Schneider wants a left-hander for Luis Ariz. 30-year-old lefty Jacob Latz is a first-time All-Star this year. 18 saves out of the Rangers bullpen. And fires strike 1 to the 3-time batting champ.
And a typical first pitch strike take by Ariz.
Luis Ariz in an All-Star game for the 4th time in his career. He is 3 for 4 as an All-Star batter.
Woo. Oh, I like that.
Okay. A ball and a strike.
Ariz with 119 hits already, but check this out. I'll wake you up. Hello.
He wasn't smiling either. He tried to make it a 1-run ball game.
You know, the one thing for me in Ariz, throughout his career, he's played in big parks. As much as he collects the hits, but check out this swing. I'm saying it right now, if he plays in a smarter park, this guy can average 18 to 20 homers because he'll take swings like that at times.
Hey, he hit for power in the World Baseball Classic. It's in there. It just doesn't come out very often in the Major League game because contact is his king.
It is, but it's also where he's played. San Diego, Minnesota, San Francisco. Let's put him in a place where it's a more fair place to hit.
Okay.
I think he's got it in there.
Okay.
Anyways, that's
a fair take.
That's my take with him.
So get him to Denver
or Cincinnati or Philadelphia
or places. Baltimore,
Yankee Stadium,
sure.
Yeah. He's going to hit. Lefties or righties, it doesn't matter. He's going to hit. Just think about this. This year he's hitting .320 against lefties.
Well, he's going to have a chance to find a place like that at the end of the year because he signed just a 1-year deal with the Giants, and a rare chase as he strikes out to end the 7th. 13 strikeouts for the American League staff.
You don't see these swings, I'll tell you that, during the season.
Still 3-0 manager John Schneider for his most vivid All-Star memory as a fan, and he said it was this, the 2001 All-Star game when Alex Rodriguez switched defensive positions with Cal Ripken Jr. to move from short to third. It allowed Ripken to set the record for most All-Star appearances at shortstop with 15. That's safe for the rest of time, by the way. 19th and final All-Star game for Cal that year. A 3-0
position, the clutch machine. How about this guy, the show he put on last night? Jordan Walker now out in left field. Jordan Walker winning the home run derby last night, toppling the
American League looks for a little late insurance. By the way, the futility mark for hits by a side in an All-Star game is 2. The National League squad of 1990, all of 2 base hits. Wow, that's in jeopardy tonight. The combined low hit total is 8. That too looks like it's hanging in the balance. That was back in 1968.
Amazing.
It's a year that was fondly referred to as the year of the pitcher.
Oh, it's turned into that.
And, you know, Bob Gibson, Mickey Lolich and company would go out there and yield like 2 base runners every night. A ball and 2 strikes. Rutschman with a chopper for Lopez.
Wroblewski has been fantastic. This is what he did last inning. I mean, it was just strikeout galore. I mean, the slider was there, the fastball at the top of the zone. He's got some giddy up tonight. Just been that fastball at 97, 98 miles an hour with that devastating slider. It's on guys that don't strike out.
And a guy that's not a strikeout guy per se. He'll get his punch outs, but he's not a guy with the big, 9, 10 strikeouts per 9 numbers. You'd never know it by watching him tonight. Here's Miguel Vargas, his second plate appearance of the game. 2 balls and no strikes. Chicago White Sox get into the break as a first-place team. Do you have that on your bingo card?
No.
Uh-oh. Vargas launches one to left. And there's your late insurance. That's a swing he'll never forget.
Miguel Vargas, Havana, Cuba's finest. His father was an absolute stud in Cuba. His son now is an absolute stud in the U.S. And now he just homered in the All-Star game.
4-0 American League. So louder contact now as Kevin McGonigal sends a line drive foul.
It feels like we've seen that same swing all year, right? Hanging breaking balls, pull side power. The guy who was the #1 prospect for the Dodgers at one point gets traded to Chicago. Now is one of the best players that the White Sox have.
Just the 4th ever Cuban-born player to homer in an All-Star game.
Remember watching him as a youngster coming in from Cuba, asking me how to hit velocity. How do you do it? Now he gets a breaking ball and crushes it.
Ball and 2 strikes rather to Kevin McGonigal. He's on cloud 9 right now, man.
Yeah.
You hit an All-Star game homer.
I asked him, who's more excited, your dad or your brother? His brother throws batting practice to him. His dad does his fielding with him. Every single day, all 3 of them go to a field near his home, catch ground balls, and then go hit. It's a team effort, team family effort, and now he just hit one for his whole family.
Remember, he was developed by the Dodgers.
Mike Tozar signed him.
Homers against a Dodger All-Star. I mean, it's even sweeter for Vargas in that regard.
Well, the same scout that signed Jordan Alvarez, the same scout that signed Miguel Vargas. There's a lot of Cuban connections there.
Cuban connections, Dodger connections. And McGonigal holds off. It's 2-2.
As much as Dave Roberts doesn't want to see his guy give up a home run, there's a little insight, I promise you, with Dave Roberts that has a little, good for him. Good for Vargas in an All-Star game.
And McGonigal swings and misses.
Basketball guy.
Goodman throws down for the insurance on the strikeout, and here's the swing that he'll never forget.
He knew it's gone. He's looking at his buddy Wroblewski, saying, hey, I got you, man. That's way back. You don't see many home runs like that unless it's the home run derby, let alone a game. Selfie time. I mean, there's Cubans everywhere. Nick Martinez, his parents were Cuban.
7 Cuban-born players here.
Never seen before.
Tristan Peters making his first plate appearance. The Chicago connection getting involved here this inning. Well, I mean, Miguel Vargas is in the midst of a big year, career year already, right? Career high in homers, stolen bases. We're just at the All-Star break. Great example of a guy that may not have clicked in his first go-around. He's 26, right? He's been playing a long time. We're going to have a challenge on that strike 3 call.
Batter is challenging the strike call.
I have an argument here. Breaking ball at the top of the zone.
Call stands.
All is confirmed. American League has 1 challenge remaining.
A couple of strikeouts, but a home run to make the National League hole just a bit deeper. Miguel Vargas with a Midsummer Classic dinger. And a guy he spent time with in the minors says, oh, the irony. 4-0 American League. Strikeout in this game. Dylan Cease set the pace with 3. Here's how they look like on StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud. 13 strikeouts. That's only half the story, because there's strikeouts on the other side of the scorecard too. Oh, and by the way, Louis Varland is a strikeout guy. He'll pitch the bottom of the 8th inning.
19 saves and 19 opportunities. This is a guy from D2 college to an all-star. Talk about velocity jump. This guy went from 94 miles an hour just a couple years ago to 98, moving into that bullpen role. He's been fantastic for Toronto. He's a go-to guy. When they need outs, they go to Varland.
John Schneider loves him. He used him throughout the postseason last year, set a record for postseason appearances. James Wood, the first to face him. Wood now a 2-time All-Star. Major League Baseball's leader in runs scored, leads the National League in walks. He's got 22 homers, 55 RBIs. Could have very easily made a case to start in the All-Star game tonight. Mason Miller is up and breathing in the National League bullpen.
Don't sneak on the speed too. 15 stolen bases on the year. This is a big man. I remember watching him in high A with the San Diego Padres. Chris Kemp loved him. He said, this is the guy. This guy is going to be a monster. Then he gets traded in the Juan Soto deal. Boy, did he emerge as one of the more power sluggers in our game.
Yeah, monster status check. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes to James Wood. Only a handful of players in franchise history have appeared as an all-star at a younger age than Wood. He is called out on strike 3, and with that, this game has set a new all-star game record for combined strikeouts. That is the 25th of the night.
25 combined strikeouts. I mean, it just tells you the stuff, right? It's the high octane 98, 99 with the spin, as we saw there with Varland. 3-2 breaking ball. You got to swing early.
There's Pete Crow Armstrong now.
That's one thing I did during my All-Star. I wanted to swing on the first pitch.
Didn't want to punch out.
They don't want to punch out.
Yeah, I get it.
Put the ball in play.
That's kind of a human
rewarding.
Thing. Yeah. And PCA gets rewarded. Just the second hit of the night for the National League.
He's the guy that's going to start a party. They got the right guy at first base now in PCA. Loves to run. Will try to run. But wasting no time. Second pitch, getting that breaking ball. Made some mechanical adjustments. That's why he's been hot. He just stays on this. Just catches it.
First plate appearance for Hunter Goodman tonight. Broken bat, liner to short. McGonigal makes the easy play of it, and it's a quick second out. Hunter, like you, didn't want to be a part of the strikeout narrative.
Can't do it.
5-2, brother.
Ivan Herrera will pinch hit now. Yeah, this was one of the moves that Dave Roberts told us he'd make late in the game. He'll try to get Herrera a chance to swing the bat one time. First career All-Star selection took the roster spot of Shohei Ohtani. When Ohtani informed the world, much to our great dismay, he wasn't coming here this weekend.
Great bat speed. His May surge was outstanding. Hit for a 294 mark. 13 RBIs in 26 games. This is a guy who's got elite bat-to-ball ability.
And the first All-Star from Panama since the great Hall of Famer Mariano Rivera.
This Cardinals team, did we see this Cardinals team do what they've been doing?
No.
Playing this well as well?
We'd be lying if we said we did.
The White Sox, the Cardinals, the Twins.
Some of the great stories in the first half for sure. Herrera grounds to third. Look at the night Miguel Vargas is having. Oh, he's having the time of his life, man. Nothing despite the PCA single. All-American League in Philly tonight. American League has led it ever since the top of the first. The 3-0 lead ensured by the Miguel Vargas homer in the top of the 8th. And the trouble the National League has had generating base runners and action tonight is running out of time into the 9th inning. And the National League goes to the bullpen for NL saves leader, the only Padre at the All-Star game this year, right-hander Mason Miller.
The
what a
best
matchup.
reliever in the game. Cool. Fair to say.
How about power versus power with Munetake Murakami making his first plate appearance tonight? Mason Miller has been so good this year to the tune of 0 extra base hits allowed and a quick 0-2 count to Murakami.
Not fair.
And it's not a short sample size. He's faced almost 150 batters without allowing an extra base hit this season. Boy, how things have changed in San Diego. Last year they sent 3 relievers to the All-Star game.
Starting pitching hasn't been there. The offense hasn't been there.
And Murakami waves and misses at 102.
This guy's been there.
Fastest pitch of the All-Star game so far tonight.
It's fastball coming right at you. Not fooling around. That Murakami's just, I can't do much with that. And he's just getting warmed up.
Dave Roberts is going to make a change. He wants to get everybody in the game tonight, it would appear. And the Phillies closer will have a chance to get a couple of 9th inning outs. So the National League is going from Mason Miller to Joan Duran to look for the final 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning. This is just a hitter's nightmare.
This sure is. Take your pick. Who do you want?
Great numbers for Duran. I mean, the strikeout numbers are crazy, and when you combine the strikeout numbers with the handful of walks, undeterred, Randy Arozarena with a base hit.
With the numbers and the walks, you never think you'll get a hit. Randy Arozarena gets a hit.
You know, you come out with the shtick and the bells and the music and the flames and everything, and you give up a knock. Doesn't happen very often, man. This guy has been lights out.
Lights out.
Just about every night. 50 strikeouts, 6 walks this year. And now Travis Bazzana for a second time.
Throws that pitch they call a splinker. As much as he throws 100 miles an hour, that breaking ball stuff is nasty.
A couple of first-time All-Stars here. Bazzana with a bouncer. Arise goes to second. They get the lead runner there.
Arise just turning that right there with ease. And working with Ron Washington, San Francisco Giants coaching staff. Watch this. It's a high hopper. Sees Randy kind of slow down. Perfect throw. Understanding he's got time. Very underrated fielder this year.
Here's Cedon Rafaela now. Same result. Chopper for a rise. Joan Duran throws 4 pitches, gets a couple of outs. And we're going to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for a National League lineup that is
over and over again as we see them there.
Yeah, they're here tonight.
And they're just as nervous as they were last night.
Mom and Dad both went to MIT. Both of them have academic credentials coming out their ears, but they were just proud Little League parents last night. Aroldis Chapman looking to close it down. Yeah, why not? A
Cuban missile. Another one.
It's been a night of Cuban-American and Cuban-born stars shining. And here we go with Jordan Walker's first plate appearance tonight.
He stared at him saying, wait a minute, they call you the Cuban missile.
They didn't throw me splitters last night. First pitch split from a guy who throws 102. Double up on it. Why not?
He can't stop smiling. I mean, check this out. Look at Walker's reaction. Wait a minute. No, this is not fair.
I've heard about you, but I didn't think it was that.
The career he's had has been remarkable, and I'm talking about Chapman. 15+ years, still throwing hard. He was my roommate in Cincinnati, from high A, double A, triple A, to the big leagues. Great teammate, and he's always had one thing: a good fastball.
2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Jordan Walker. And I would imagine that you'd agree with me when I say that he is likely to be moved by the deadline by the Red Sox.
There is a high probability. I'm with you on that.
Walker, a strikeout victim, National League down to their last 2 outs tonight.
Another strikeout. An all-time strikeout leader for lefties out of the bullpen. Aroldis Chapman is one of them. The only one.
If you can believe it, Aroldis Chapman was tied with Stu Miller, who went about it very differently than Aroldis Chapman, for 9th inning strikeouts in an All-Star game. That was his 8th in the 9th inning, so he's the new 9th inning strikeout All-Star game leader. I know that's kind of an esoteric collection of stats.
Yeah.
But Stu Miller was the dude that got blown off the mound. He was so slender in an All-Star game at Candlestick Park in the 60s. And we're going to have a pitching change. John Schneider wants everybody in the box score tonight. Thank you for your service, Mr. Chapman. First-time All-Star Brian Baker will have a chance to record the final out tonight. A kid that grew up in the Florida Panhandle as a Rays fan, living his dream as a Rays All-Star at the age of 31. And fires a strike to Otto Lopez.
He's been fantastic, right? ERA under 1.73. High octane 97. A nasty splitter as well to go with it.
And Otto Lopez keeps hope alive for the senior circuit with just their 3rd base hit of the game. So that futility record for fewest hits by a team in an All-Star game is safely out of reach now.
Is there any doubt? He's leading the league in hits.
You're right.
He struck out his previous at bat.
It's a good shot as any for somebody to get that 3rd hit. So here's Sal Stewart now. Now if they can get the bagel off the board. Baker, another Rays reliever that has a devastating changeup. Throws it over 40% of the time this year.
Oh, there it is. That is nasty. Right over the top, unhittable.
The differential between his change and his fastball is significant. It's 12 miles an hour. That's one of the biggest differentials in those 2 pitches by anybody in the league. 0-2 the count. National League down to their final strike. Stewart with a chopper. Baker gathers it in, and the AL in a shutout. 4-0 for the junior circuit in Philadelphia tonight. The American League has now claimed 11 of the last 13 All-Star games. Cody Bellinger, a likely leader for MVP honors.
Yeah.
Drove in the first 2 runs of the game in the top of the first, and the AL never looked back.
Well, I think just an overall American League better game, right? 7 hits to the National League's 3 hits. Well, you're looking at this arms that we saw for the American League. I mean, 15 strikeouts, man.
27 combined. A new All-Star game 9-inning record.
On only 3 hits. It was just fantastic. It started with Cease striking out 3, and then from there on out, it just took over the rest.
First time a team has been shut out in an All-Star game since 2013. It was when the American League won in shutout fashion at Citi Field that year. And here we are in Philly, not far away. And the AL wins in a 4-0 shutout tonight.
And the AL continues to lead that charge, right?
Yeah, I mean, this game had its moments, a lot of fun, certainly, and there were some dramatic moments. The Ernie Clement play was fantastic. The 3 runs in the first, the Vargas homer was fun, but for the most part, the National League didn't put up a fight.
No, just 3 hits. They didn't do much.
Justin Verlander sticking around for all 9 innings in his 10th and final All-Star game. It's worth taking another look at the pitching box score and what the American League was able to do. Dylan Cease, 3 strikeouts. I mean, you're not talking about anything close to damage.
Marlin was fantastic. Chapman and Baker were great. Cease was unhittable.
Every AL pitcher had at least 1 strikeout except for Brian Baker, who only had 1 out to get, right? Yeah. So that wasn't
3
fair.
pitches.
How about the combined look at the strikeouts? 27 of them tonight. A lot of chases yonder.
Well, that's the good stuff, right? That's when you got good velocity and good spin. You're probably going to get a lot of chase. And for these guys, they're coming in for 1 inning. They're going to let it eat, right? They have nothing to lose. And for a lot of these hitters, you don't see these pitchers either throughout the year. So, yeah, favor is the pitchers, and we saw it on hand today.
When Luis Ariz is chasing, like we saw him chase earlier today.
Or Yandy Diaz chasing.
Yeah, you know it's a whole different kettle of fish. I mean, I think the burden is certainly on the hitters at an All-Star game, and that was very much true tonight. So we're awaiting the presentation of the Most Valuable Player Award. And in moments, we'll join Kevin Burkhardt from Fox, who's on the field with Phillies legend Hall of Famer Mike Schmidt. Jack Black is here. So folks are sticking around to see who will be named MVP, to watch the ceremony. We'll take a break. We'll be back with that ceremony and that presentation right after this.